I very seldom do any conversational videos because sometimes people get pushed out of shape or they get offended or they might think you are trying to say things or do things to embarrass somebody or whatever. Just mainly pushed out of shape for no reason. I think everything is a learning process, but we get straight to it. So I guess there's this video floating out there with regards to pastors, or preachers, or ministers, or whoever putting musicians on blast, and all this different crazy stuff that's going on. However, I know everybody has their own opinion. My thing is, I'm not going to. Ooh, this thing better not be dead. Did I unplug it by accident? Oh snap! Um, hold on. Let's see, I think I unplugged it by accident. Okay. What I'm gonna say is it's unplugged by accident. Hold on, y'all. I gotta plug something back up. Give me a sec. Ouch. Alright, now we got some juice. Now the question is, can I get back up? Oh man, central. So let me see, do I got fire on so did I unplug it again? Hold on. Alright, so hold on. Why I don't have heat? Oh, okay, hold on. Should have some heat. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Um so what I was gonna say is that um I know sometimes we post videos on social media and sometimes we post stuff that might not even be the full video. Some of us may have not viewed or seen the whole full video, and some people may assume that some of us have seen the entire video of things that are transpiring in different churches. But I know sometimes people might post the beginning, they may post the middle part, they may post the very ending of whatever transaction that may have happened. And then sometimes if you post something that's toward the end, just say something jumped off toward the end, then we take that and then we run with it. But then no one else has seen what happened in the beginning of videos. That's why there is a story that says, or there is a quest that they're pinning on the church that they don't want certain churches. They don't want people videoing the services. It's like if you go to certain games, football or whatever, they may ban you from using your cell phones to record whatever happens at a game. They may ban you, maybe not ban you, but kick you out or whatever, or ask you, please don't use your device when you're come to certain places because they may not want that to be recorded. But I know that sometimes at church we can record stuff and it can get kind of twisted a little bit, and everybody might view it or see it all together differently. Um, I know I've seen videos come up sometimes, and it's it's either an ending of the video or in the middle of the video. Hold on, my laptop just kicked in on my iPhone, so let me see if I can kick it out right quick. Hold on, Facebook. Hold on, Facebook again. Let me see. I had downloaded a software in my iPhone to the Mac computer, my baby Mac. All right, there we go. And every single time it keeps trying to grab it. So it keeps trying to grab it, so I had to turn it off. So baby Mac keeps trying to pick it up. I haven't practiced today. I was going to not practice. I didn't feel like it today. So I may pick it up tomorrow. Save. Why do I need to save this? Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Why do I need to save it? Let me shrink the window then. Okay. So I'm saying sometimes people post videos and they may assume that everyone has viewed the video or seen the videos. Um, and I'm just making a comment before we even pass judgment on what's transpired on the network, if you will, on the internet, because I saw something that came up and then on the news feed or whatever, and I thought that I would say maybe not everybody has seen the video, and that's where I'm just making clarity to say that I did not see the full video, the full version, because I didn't know what was going on other than just the video that surfaced toward the end on what transpired. But what happened before? What was the situation in the beginning? What happened in the beginning? It's I used to I was on an investigative team, and we were trained to deal with certain situations, and it's always majority of the time, if you're not there on the scene, you can't say what happened. Only the people who was involved in the situation, dead or alive, was there on the scene when certain things transpired. So sometimes we might call the police. I'm just gonna use this as an example. We might call the police. This and that. This blah 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 blah. This happened. The police pops up and show up. They don't know really what's going on. They only heard, hey, it was a shooting, and show up at your address or at a address or a neighborhood, but they don't know who the shooter was. They don't know all of the full description unless the person who was there or people who were there who actually seen and heard and know what's going on. So what I'm saying is that they can't come to the conclusion and properly because they have to do the proper investigation on what happened. So when we see videos that pop up with different things that might have happened at somebody's church or whatever, not everybody has seen it in the world. Not every musician, not everybody who's viewed the video. If I seen something that was a partial of a video, and I'm like, well, what happened before this? Because it's got to be a before. It's got to be a before, a middle, and an ending. There's always going to be something that transpired before or something that had transpired right then and there on the spot. That's one thing. Okay, so we say there is always a beginning and an ending. It's always a beginning, the middle, and the ending. I usually call it the beginning, the middle, and the ending. What got this going in the first place? Why did this happen in the first place? Why did he get shot? All right. What led up to this? Some stuff is for no reason at all. Hey, somebody drove by and did blaze and start shooting. It was just because they just did it because they just did it. That's all only answer we can come up with. It was a drive by. And just shot everybody, or shot at everybody, or hit. And maybe some have not gotten hit. Some maybe have not gotten hit. Some may die. Some maybe not die. I'm just saying. But what was the reasoning for the madness? Until you find out later on in investigation, oh well, the shooting didn't have nothing to do with the people who was having a party somewhere. You could be at church, could be wherever. Somebody just walk in and just blaze just because. Or they may have their own reasons if they get caught. Oh, I shot up all these people once you catch the perp and say, hey, well, I did it because God told me to do it. I did it because the devil was speaking to me. Because as I said, there's always a beginning, a middle, and an ending. What made certain people do certain things? But let's get back to the musician talk. What led to the situation that may have transpired? Now, this happened to me on Sunday. Oh, actually, matter of fact, maybe a Sunday before. Matter of fact, actually, the Sunday before. I don't think it was this time around, It was last Sunday. So I hadn't played in a lot while, a long period of time. So off and on when I was sick, and I'm just gonna use this as an example. There's a right way and a wrong way to approach people, especially in the church. And I'll say this for ministers, pastors, bishops, or whoever, whatever your leadership is in God. There is a right way and there is a wrong way. However, um, if you mature, yeah, because that's one of the biggest keys. If you're matured, all right. Now, some people might say I might pack up and I might leave and I might go. It depends on the relationship. Now, y'all better mark this part because it's the pot is about the relationship. If you have a good relationship with the man of God, the pastor, or whoever church you playing at or doing what you do as a musician, and you have that relationship, a good relationship with that person, whether they playing with you, whether they being serious with you, you gonna know when your pastor is serious, and you're gonna know when your pastor is playing. Now, I'll park that right there so y'all can soak that in for a minute. If you mature, but it depends on the type of relationship you have. So we got to start there first before we start making our judgment calls based upon what we see on video, because video can show one way, but on the other hand, what type of relationship you have. I'll just say this: one Sunday, a pastor, he says, now me and the band, we were a little loud. I had my click track, and we was a little loud, but we was getting happy. We was fired up. So what he did was, instead of trying to put me out on blast in front of everybody, he looked up. I happens to always pretty much pay attention to the leader who's doing the music, who's singing the songs and stuff like that. But also I'll pay attention to the pastor too. So I got a job. There's a job that I have to do in ministry is focus on. Okay, people might say watch the pastor. The pastor is not the praise leader of the group. However, he is the leader. Y'all gotta follow that. He is the leader. And if he sees something that ain't right or sound right, don't be it ain't right. He gonna know something a little bit. If he don't know nothing or a little bit, he gonna know something's off. So I look over at him, and I'm jamming, I'm doing my thing, and he gives me the sign. And I said, okay, we are a little bit too loud. We are a little loud. Let me turn it down some. So he gives me the sign. He ain't put me out on blast. Hey, yo, bring that down. Giving me hand sign language, none of that. And trying to bust me out in front of everybody. That's it. See, I said it's about the relationship. So it's the relationship you build with your pastor or whoever the leader is of that church, or it could be even a DM, whoever y'all want to call it. That's a leadership over the music. Even them, you still gotta focus to them because at the end of the day, we got a job to do. And do it professionally if you can. But yeah, we was up there. We was happy. We was getting it in. But he did the thing, and I said, okay. He did the tap on the ear, and I said, okay. Let me turn down. Let me turn the organ down. Let me turn down the click track. Look over at the drummer like, and I give him the heads up. I ain't up there. Yo, bring it down, homie. I ain't trying to blast him. Matter of fact, me and him watching the pastor actually. Matter of fact, from where he was at. So we both seen him doing that. So we look over at each other and be like, all right, let's turn it down. Let's bring it down some. But so then after church was over with, the pastor properly, respectfully walked over. Matter of fact, no, actually he did it while we was in service. Actually, that's what he did. He did it while we was in service. I had the click track going and everything, and we was going doing our thing. And then he walks over, but he didn't do it right away. He just did it in a slide, right? I thought he was going out to somewhere else, but he walked over and he tapped me on the shoulder, hey, and then he whispered in my ear, hey, cut the click track because certain situation was happening between the click track and the drummer. And so that's something we gotta work on fixing because the way the thing is set up between me and him, and actually it's not really me and him actually. It was actually me, him, and the singers because of the way our system is set up. He can't hear the drummer. I can hear, but the drummer can't hear the singing because of the system, the way it's set up. Uh, so we already knew that already to begin with. So we got to figure out how we going to get the sound system linked to where we can have a monitor on the stage so that the drummer can hear the singer and be in sync with the music. So, because me and him on the same page. So we dealt with that after the church service when the church the pastor came over and inquired and we told him what was happening. We also told him this past Sunday the same scenario. Of course, not only we informed them, but we also found out that there's some things that, that they have to get in lined up, and I don't know who we can get to help with that. But basically, the new system that we have is no longer on the stage anymore. It's up in the booth in the back of the church. So what they didn't do was they didn't wire the system to where the pulpit is because I kept saying, well, I'm not hearing those sounds coming from the monitors in the front, which is on the stage where me and the drummer is at. We can't hear um, the monitors there. We barely can hear the monitors because the setup is the organ and the drums right here on the stage, but the speaker is across the way from the church adjacent, and then I have one that's behind me, but it's facing the audience. So I'm barely for myself. When I say barely for myself per se, is to hear what the singers are saying because of the monitors only coming this direction and going that way. But then we got the two monitors in the back of the church going in our direction. So with the monitors on the stage not working, that makes our job even harder. So he's like, hey, well, will y'all bring your music down low enough so y'all can hear the singers? But what's going to happen is what we were explaining was that now the singers going to say, well, we're playing too low. They're going to say, well, we were playing low. And then they're going to be looking back at us like, we can't hear y'all now because now y'all done dropped the volume. So then now you're going to have this little yeah, I won't call it confusion, but I would just say because we even rehearsed after church yesterday, and we turned it down. Now they're looking back at us like y'all need to turn it back up because we can't hear y'all, but then we can't hear y'all. So it's kind of like I don't know. I think we need to get some in ear. We need somebody to come in and help the church with that with the sound system because um because we used to explain that the old sound system is underneath the ground or underneath the pulpit, the stage, and they had to disconnect it because the two systems they had they weren't talking properly and it was giving a massive static. So when he just cut it all off and then put the new system up, then now and now the static went away. Everything is good, but it's not good because we can't hear because of the way the setup is that the we on the stage and like I said, the speaker is facing in our direction partially, but we still can't hear because it's too far away. The speaker that's next to me by the organ is turned toward the audience, and I think if you turn it too much toward the podium or toward the stage, it's going to give the feedback on the mics on the stage for the preachers when they're preaching because it's going to leave this little echo. I said it earlier. Our setup, far as me and the band, we can hear each other because we are on our own system. So with that being said, what I'm saying is it's the relationship that you would have to have with your pastor. In this case, I guess when the video was put out there, I only saw the ending of it, but I didn't see the beginning. What happened before the beginning? Is it right for the preacher, the pastor, to put the musician on on front street in front of everybody? And again, I said it all depends on if the pastor and the band has that relationship, then the pastor wouldn't be wrong for what he did because it's the relationship that he and the band has. But let that sink there for a minute. Now I don't know that. Now let's go back to look at a whole bunch of other videos that maybe he might have had with the band then that's a whole different story. If it was all bad from the other ones, or if it's from the other videos from way in the past, then y'all call it the blast from the past. I don't know what kind of relationship that he has with the band. Now, if you going somewhere else and you're a guest musician going somewhere and you clowning somebody, you doing too much, because you don't really know the band like that. So, yeah, I would definitely for sure would have had an issue with it. I have never had nobody do me like that before, and and if they do, I'll take it like a man. I was like, okay, you want me to follow you, but then you want to clown and say I'm doing something wrong, then I always sit back and say, well, you should have brought your own band with you. You should have brought your own organist with you or your own keyboard player to come and play for me. Now I'm going to sit there and put him on blast in front of everybody else in church because that's not my style. I don't believe that I would need to have to get down like that. And have I been put in a situation similar to that? Almost. And what was my response to it? My response to it is, hey, you don't like the way I'm playing. And you can play and you can sing or you can do your thing. You can preach by yourself. And when you finish, all right, cool, you done? All right. And when you finish done, don't look at me talking about, hey man, you in the wrong key. Hey, that's not the way you nah, no. I'm turning the organ off. I'm turning the keyboard off. I might even go out there, sit out there in the audience and wait till you finish. But there is a right way and a wrong way to approach things. I think sometimes from an OG, I'm an OG, I'm almost 100 years old. So I've seen a whole bunch of stuff over the years of my lifespan, but some stuff I see is just ridiculous. And it's not right. So if it's a preacher out there blasting your musician and you doing it disrespectfully, God gonna get you either way. Because you're not right doing that. There's a right way and a wrong way. Now, some people might say, okay, right, well, okay, so you might have a musician that might be doing something wrong, and they do it wrong again, and you correcting them. Then maybe you might need to find somebody else to replace them, and get somebody that can actually do what you want them to do. But if this is like an ongoing thing, then you should have long ago have fired that musician and got somebody else and replaced them. That's simple. And I tell my wife anytime in the day, and my wife already know. I think I say this a lot in my videos, and I feel like this. If I'm a hindrance to a ministry and I'm not good enough for your ministry, I don't have a problem in stepping down. I'll do it in a heartbeat. Now some of y'all probably say, hey, hold on. You can come and play for me. Here's my DM. No. How much you charge? No, bro, you got skills, cuz. No. I'll do it in a heartbeat. If you don't think that, and that's for any musician out there. If somebody feels that you are not good enough for them, for their ministry, and they always try to put you on. When I say always, they have put you on blast. Now here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this, so it's a nugget thing. If your pastor pull you to the side, away from everybody, and having a conversation with you, without trying to put you on blast in front of anybody, because I said it's happened to me a long time ago before with my former pastor, and he never put me on blast in front of nobody at all. And he never gave me this ugly look or crazy look while the situation was occurring at the time. But he was preaching all over the place. He was everywhere. But I wasn't prepared for it. And how come I wasn't prepared for it? So let me tell you. The reason why I wasn't prepared for it, for one, I didn't have an organ. I didn't have a keyboard. The only time I was able to practice is when I came to church. That was my only time to practice at church. On the spot. All right. Now, from the beginning, y'all know I say this from the very beginning, like Genesis 1 and 1. From the very beginning, I told them from the gate, I'm just learning how to play, but I don't have the instrument. I didn't have no keyboard. I didn't have an organ. All right, from the very beginning. If y'all forgot what I told y'all from the start, from the very beginning. Now you probably say, how did you even get yourself in this in the first place? Well, the wifey told the pastor I can play. And she didn't say a little bit. She just said my husband could play. And I told her, I said, before, and listen, y'all. In the beginning, when we went to the church, my wife, I said, whatever you do, don't tell nobody I can play a little bit. Matter of fact, don't tell them I can play, period. She said, but that be lying. Well, okay, all right, okay. All right. Christianized, okay. We saved, we sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, we don't lie, okay. I said, just don't tell them I can play, period. But they gonna need some music. I'm like, but you don't understand. How am I gonna play for a church if I don't know all my keys? I don't know all the songs on the planet. How you think I'm supposed to go and play? Oh, well, nigga, you'll figure it out. Or when I start going, the people started to pray for me. I ain't never forget this, throwing oil on my head, oil leaking down my face, oil on my hands, slapping me in my ears, pow pow with some oil. I'll never forget it. And praying that the anointing of God hit me, like other musicians may have talents and gifts and things of that nature. But see, this is what people don't understand. God give it talents and gifts to everybody differently. Some of us musicians may get this talent and gifts where you can play in all keys, you understand what's going on, the whole nine or whatever. But not everybody is on that level. Not everybody has perfect pitch, they say. I want to go get into this. Well, not every musician got perfect pitch. Not every musician can pick up what they hear. And that's when the preacher was like, hey man, you can't hear what I'm doing. You can't hear what I'm saying. I said I wasn't going to practice, y'all. But I promise y'all, you can be a nice player. When I said nice player, you can be nice in whatever you only know. Because, see, you're going to only play what you know. That's it. But no one else is going to know your handicap until they put you on Front Street. Now I'm saying something, right? Well, maybe that may not even be the case. That might happen. Now, I promise you, this is a growing process for you because I remember our pastor doing stuff. Our new pastor, our former pastor passed away, but I'm just saying the former pastor I had, he never put me on Front Street. Okay, he's never put him on Front Street. But what he did do was after church, he said, brother musician, what happened? And I straight up told him in a nice, respectful way. I said, well, brother pastor, it's the relationship. I said, I've always been praying for this for a long time, for just myself in general. But yeah, I said you was preaching all over the place. Not that it was your fault, all right. Not so much that it was my fault per se. But you were everywhere. You were all over the place. Before I could get set up to go to one key, you already over here. Before I was able to get you going on this key, you over here. Here's the thing was, before all this happened, he always was preaching in that key of C sharp. That key. Now, I didn't always have a keyboard during that time. I didn't have an organ during that time. I was in search for the organ. Matter of fact, I just got married actually in '88. And I think me and my wife started going to this ministry or this church when it was about 1989, somewhere in that ballpark. But all I'm just sharing with y'all is not every musician got perfect pitch, right? And here's another thing that people don't understand. Not always musicians know where the person is going. For example, I was at a church service, and I'm not going to call the two musicians out because they were my very favorite musicians on the planet that I admire greatly to the depth, actually. And I've told them that. But there was a singer who got up and sung at a concert our musical. Me and my boy went. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna call his name out, but he's the one of the dopest organists on the planet. And I'm not gonna call his name out, but he doesn't play for anybody. But he used to. But he's still dope. Well, I'm gonna leave that part right there. He's still dope. Off the hook, dope, crazy with it. But we went and the musician was playing music for everything else that was going on, and then the singer got up, and the singer started playing, and all they had other musicians that was there, but this musician was the last person who was on the organ, and the singer got up and started singing, and he sat there. I think he sat there, and the singer started singing, and he hit one note, and then the singer kept doing their thing, and I was like, you know why he ain't playing for her? How come he just puts the drawbar settings in and he sat back and the singers are singing their song, and it wasn't a song that I was familiar with. My homeboy wasn't familiar with who with, and I was like, okay. So anyway, at the end of the service, I ran into him and I said, yo, I ain't gonna call his name. I almost did it. Almost said it. I said, so it's good to see you again, boo. Man, can I ask you a question? And he's like, yeah. I said, how come you didn't play for the sister up there who got up there and sung her little song? And he said, well, one or two things. He said, well, I didn't know the song. And then number two, I couldn't catch her melody. And I was like, what? I said, you couldn't catch her melody? He said, no, I couldn't catch her melody. I said, but she sung the first verse and then she came back and did it again. And then she went on her second verse and then she went on back and did it again. And then she went to the third verse and she went back over and did it again. And she went back to the middle verse and you couldn't catch her. You couldn't catch her? He said, no. He said, for one, she was singing it in her own way, so I couldn't catch her. And I'm like, but I'm scratching my head like, what? And I still to this day, I recorded this, y'all. I have it recorded. And I still to this day, I still couldn't figure it out at the time. I understood. Now going back listening to it, she had no melody line, but she was just singing a song that she wrote. But no one knew the music that was behind the madness. So he said he'd rather have not played behind her, messing up the melody or messing up with the music, because it might not jive with what he had going on and what she had going on. So he didn't play. Another time, me and my boy went to a musical for another music. I ain't calling his name out. He probably even watching this video too. Was at a concert and I said to Young G, man, you play all these other songs for this whole service, and then the young lady gets up and she's singing the song. How come you didn't play for it? He said, well, first of all, I couldn't catch her because she had a different melody line from what I can understand where she was going. Her melody, she didn't have a melody line. That's what he said, basically. And I was like, and he said, in his opinion, that she made the song up. So he'd rather had not play behind her. Even the dopest musician, I was like, what? I don't get it. So, with this being said, I'm just saying, with the bass guitar player, keyboard players, or whoever, not everybody has the ability to understand where somebody is going. I can make up a song right now. I mean, and would it have a melody line to it or not? Would y'all be able to sit there and pick it up and play it? Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can come up with some chords to play behind somebody that don't have a melody line. Now, I know there's this one guy. I know my music teacher can do it, but it probably would make no sense because he knows what chords to put with people who can't sing in tune, or put chords with people who are maybe making up songs. I can make up a song. Any of us can make up a song. I promise you, you probably wouldn't be able to catch my melody line at all. Maybe not, because I'm making up something. Lord, you are good. all the time. Oh, no, you're good all the time. By the time you get to where y'all trying to go, oh man, yeah, yeah. You'll probably say, boy, you can't hear what I'm doing. If y'all ever been somewhere and you playing for somebody and they looking over at you like, bro, you can't even catch me. Like, I mean, no, I can't catch you because you might even be able to sing the song that's when I say a song that's well known. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Today. What? Because yeah, I might not be able to catch you because you all over the place. You everywhere. It's like you're not in tune. So I'm just saying. I think from when I've seen the video, the band actually at first it seemed that the band was with him because of the flow, and he was going with it in the beginning. And then at some point, he decided, oh, y'all doing good. Then all of a sudden, when they get to one spot, nobody was on point. So I guess people was trying to say, hey, he went after the bass guitar player. He went after the keyboard player. He actually could have went after the drummer. Actually, matter of fact, he could have went after the organist or the ox or whoever is playing. Is it right? Is it wrong? All right. That's what we want to say. But the thing is, what relationship does he have with his musician? All right. Because if you think about it, everybody else in the background was laughing because they thought it was funny. They thought it was hilarious. So was it one of these? Was this video one of these videos where the pastor wants to be funny? Not funny to try to put the band on embarrassed mode, or was this an attack on the band, or was this an attack on one individual person in the band? All right, this reminds me of my wife because I'll be playing something in the rehearsal. Now, me and my wife rehearse before we go to church, so I might do a song, and we might wait, that you didn't play that at first. Where did that come from? All right, because my wife might have a good ear to hear that. That I'm doing something else. My wife would look over at me and be like, that's not what we rehearsed. All right. So I'm just saying, is that wrong or right to put your musician on Front Street? Now often I tell my wife in a heartbeat when she look back at me and I'm doing something, I just ignore her. She's like, you what? Yeah, I'm gonna ignore you. Because majority of the time I'm playing what we rehearse, right? And it is majority of the time I'm gonna replay what I rehearse. I'm not gonna do anything different. That I was different. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm just saying from a pastor's point of view, it depends on the relationship, y'all. I think we have to look at it from two angles. What happened in the beginning? That's always the key. What transpired in the beginning? All right. Now, I had the click track going. All right, and the click track is gonna keep the drummer supposedly locked. But if the drummer isn't paying attention or can't hear it in his ear, then it's not the click track is the issue. It could be the drummer. Now, if my click track is messed up and it's off track and it ain't working like it's supposed to, then it's the click track is the issue. So this is what I was expressing to the pastor respectfully. So I said, Pastor, I said, well, I'll tell you what, it's not the click track that is the issue. The click track is going to hold the tempo. It's locking. No matter what's happening, the click track is going to lock. If the drummer can't lock with the click track, then the drummer is off. If the click track is moving and I'm slower, then the problem is with me. If the click track is moving and the singers are off, it's not the click track is off, it's the singers. The singers is like, we can't hear you. We can't hear the beat. Something is wrong. So, I had came with the fix and brought our own system. Yeah, that's right. Me and my wife. Actually, I paid for it, but it was her idea to kind of go because she has connections. But it was my thing was, hey, you know what? Let's go invest in the system so we can make sure that me and the drummer is locked. Y'all can hear us. So we have the monitors on the stage. I might have to move the monitor back onto the stage so now that she can still hear the click track at least. And then now we got to figure out how we're going to have to get the singer's voice on the stage. That's what our issue is now, is getting the singer's voicing on the stage. But and I will go back to say this. I want to make this a very long video, but I just wanted to share with some people that don't assume that everybody has heard or seen videos, because sometimes we cut these videos or we edit the videos. I guess sometimes we edit videos to make a point about something that may have had a certain point, but not have the full point of whatever happened before. So it's always something that might have led up to it. And we all go back and we listen to the video. When I say we all, who eventually will see this video and play the video, we'll all get a better perspective on what transpired that led up to the situation. As I said, when my former pastor pulled me to the side after church was over with, he didn't do it in front of everybody. He just pulled me over to the side and said, "Hey man, what happened?" And I said, "Man, I'm glad you asked." I said, "But wait, I said you were everywhere, all over the place. And whether it's my fault or his fault or whatever, it didn't matter. It was just more of me creating a relationship with him because I was praying about it. I was like, man, I said he's always preaching this key, but he's never ever gone to other keys unexpectedly." Now, I can tell you what happened after that has happened. After talking with my pastor, and he said, "Well, tell me what happened." I said, "Well, pastor," I said, normally, what? I already picked up my medication. What is it talking about? Oh, okay. Hold on, my text coming in after the fact. Hold on, all my text is coming in after the fact. I said, well, what happened was you normally would preach in this key, C sharp, but you were here. The next you know, you was here. Next you know, you was here. Next you know, it was over here. Next you know, next you were here. Now I had what was called at least a few chords to give my demonstration. I didn't know all of the preaching chords at the time because I told y'all earlier I didn't have a keyboard. I did not have an organ, so I didn't have the luxuries of being able to practice. And I was in my 20s, then my mid 20s, I think, early 20s. Yeah, I was in my early 20s. I got married in '88, and so we got became a member of the church in '89 or '90, I think it was. So I had no instruments, no keyboard, no organ, no nothing. All because my wife told me, "Preach, Pastor, I could play a little bit." And then that's how this got going. All right, now eventually the church had went out and bought an organ. I went with them with that. He had a toy organ. I called it the toy organ, but the house organ at the church or whatever. And I had to try to fiddle around with that and try to figure out how to use that. And then eventually they finally got the Hammond organ, the B3 Hammond organ. So I had to get acquainted with it, right? But I still could not go and practice because it was at his house. When we moved from his house, he brought the organ out, and then that's when we moved into an actual church building from his house to the church to a building, and then that was my first time on the Hammond organ. All right, so then and like I said at the end of the service, I'd say, hey, you were all over the place, and and for me, I'm still new at this. I don't have my own instrument, so I'm telling y'all from the gate, don't expect a lot out of me because I don't know everything, and that's the whole key for a musician out there. If you're honest with yourself and you don't know everything, all right, that's where I said earlier. There's nothing wrong with backing down if you have to, and go take some lessons or find a way to get some lessons done so that you could be able to get up on the game on what everybody else is doing in church. So I did that, of course, after the fact, trying to find people to help me out, tell me what I need to learn. But there are a whole bunch of musicians out there who kept telling me, go learn from this musician, go and connect with this guy, go and connect with this person. I'm like, okay, I'm already trying to connect with A. A is sending me to B, and B is trying to send me back to A, and A is sending me over to C, and C is telling me to go to B, and B is saying go check out D, and D is telling me to go check out A, and it was just this back and forth thing over the years. And I'm like, man, what's wrong with these guys? They don't want nobody to know what they don't want to share with nobody. It was all of that going on for many years of my lifetime of playing, trying to want to learn how to play. I really wanted to have the heart to play. I really had the burning sensation in me to want to play, but I just didn't understand what to play. All right, so it's kind of like one of these things where these preachers be like doing things, or singers are doing things, putting their musicians on blast for no reason because of the fact that maybe they just don't know. And I said this in all my other videos that I've ever come on here and talk about. Not every musician, even the ones that I probably feel that they're all my favorite musicians out there on the planet, can't play some songs that's supposed to be the way they're supposed to be. My wife always asks me this question. She said, when we listen to stuff, she said, how come a musician isn't playing these songs the way the song is supposed to be written, the way the artist did it? And I can't do it this time today because I've already got I think it's two strikes already, so I can't be playing these artist songs out loudly. But I'll play some stuff, and my wife was like, "How come the musicians are not playing the music to the exact like it's supposed to be played?" And I'm like, "Well, it's only one or two reasons for this madness. It's one, they can't do it, or number two, they just don't have. They just can't do it. Period. You hear they say what you hear is what you're supposed to play, but not everybody has that ability or that skill level or that maybe that understanding on what's really going on. That brings me to what I'm going to come over here to say next. Y'all know I had to do it today. HDMI. For the musicians out there that don't want to give us sound doctrines, teachings, all right, because there's a whole bunch of y'all musicians out there. Yes, us musicians out there. I'm gonna put the word us is out there, but it's the truth. The truth is, let's speak the truth right now. But the truth is that most of us musicians out there might want to sit there and watch other musicians being, clowning and say, oh man, he can't play that song right, she ain't playing that song right. That's not how it goes. Those are the wrong chords, the wrong time, in the wrong place. Nitro, sisters and brothers out there, come on. I'm begging. I'm not even gonna beg you. I'm begging you to like, yo, do you really remember where you came from? You probably forgot. Most of us forget. I know that. I know. most of us probably most of us probably came off from the gate doing. They playing all the pretty stuff that we hear people doing. We probably already came out. We probably already started out like that. Maybe some of us may have started out that, but some of us may not. Let me see. I think I go here. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, some of us might. Some of us might. Preschool level. All right, we don't know what we're doing. All right, we don't know what we're doing. So let's just put it that way. We don't know what we actually doing. And this video is just kind of like one of them videos that irritates me in a sense, because it's like, okay, if I'm doing something wrong, show me how to do it right. I'm another type of person too. If you know how to play, you get on the organ or the keyboard and play the bass, or you do the drum. You do it. You come over here and do it. I'll sit back and watch you. I mean, if you think you can do it better than me, then okay. But some of us, we want to clown each other, and I don't get it. I don't understand that. That just to me is foolishness, in my opinion. It's just like me saying what I say all the time in my job. It's frustrating because it's like, hey, the OGs, y'all already know what to do. And maybe some of us young G's, we don't know what we doing. Maybe sometimes us OGs need to get up out of our own selves and say, hey, listen, man, let me show y'all how to do it. Now, I'm a type of person, if I show you, do it. That's where I'm at with it. If I show you, do it. If I show you and you don't go and practice it, that's on you. Now you need to be clowned. Maybe. In a different way. Maybe you need to be put on Front Street. But maybe not. But there's some people I say in my job, like, okay, you know what, I don't want this person to get fired because for one, they maybe they wasn't trained. Maybe they wasn't shown how to do this part. And I would go to my coworker and say, you know what, hey, did you know? Oh no, I didn't. Oh, you know what? I did every position on the planet. I've been in my job for 14 years. I'm sick and tired of these OGs. Yeah, these old heads that's been here longer than me. Now I've been on my job for 14, but before that 14 years, I've seen on my first day, my second, my third, my fourth, my fifth. 6 days, 7 days, a whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. I watched my co-workers, the ones who've been there for 14 years, 13 years, 20 years, 15 years, 13 years, 10 years, 5 years, just watch their fellow co-worker go down in flames. Instead of going over there to say, and then have the nerve, I say have the nerve to be mad, because now you got to do their work, the work that you could have not had to do, if you would have just went over there and said, hey, John, let me show you something, because you're not doing that right. Let me help you out. Let me show you how to do it, John. All right. Now, you show John how to do it, you done. If John still do it messed up again, give him some grace and some mercy. All right, John, I'm going to come to you one more time, but, I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, John do messed up on the third time, that's on him. Or that's on Susie. Us musicians, we don't want to even give each other an opportunity or even a chance. So I prayed for years and asked God, can you give me an understanding? What am I playing? What am I doing? What is this I'm doing? Because it's one thing playing stuff, but not knowing what I'm doing. I want to know what I'm doing. And then I also want to know what I'm not doing. I want to know what I'm doing, and I want to know what I'm supposed to learn how to do. All right? And again, some people, I don't get y'all, some of y'all musicians, I'm not going to lie. Some of y'all I don't get, especially y'all old heads. I'm going to be honest, I'm an old head myself. But I don't get some of y'all old heads. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with us? Come on, y'all. Share. They say sharing is caring. All right, it's one thing, y'all. We all do it. I do it every now and then. what we call freestyling. You know, not because I'm trying to show off. Not that I'm showing off here. But I can remember I couldn't do this because I didn't understood what I was doing. Right? So again, I throw this back again. It all depends on the relationship you may have with your pastor. Like I said, this past Sunday, my pastor walked up and whispered in my ear, "Hey, cut that click track because it's not y'all drummer. The drummer in the click track ain't clicking." All right, cool, no problem. I ain't getting into no fight. I ain't get mad. I didn't throw no sweat coming out my nose. I'll just obey. All right, cool. We gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure out how we can fix this, right? The drummer either gonna have to lock into the track or we just gonna have the track at all. But at the end of the day, it's a learning process for all parties to learn. I remember I couldn't play it with the track. I'm like, what? What's a drum track? What's that? Bro, I want the hardware. I want the real hardware, right? But I had to learn without it. When we have a drummer, and especially when Kobe came around, Kobe changed the whole game. When Kobe came in to play, it was like, okay, all right, okay, I'm gonna have to learn how to play this track. Not me doing it. That's all. I'm off. I'm off. Oh. I had to learn this stuff on my own. Okay. Nobody came over to my house. Nobody showed up at my address. It said Bishop Drexler Clark. I'm finna show you how to play this, whatever it is that's going on. All right. Do I have perfect pitch? Is it because I'm using my ears to hear what the preacher got to say about, hey, you can't hear me playing these notes. You can't hear me playing this and put me on blast street. You can't hear, bro, boy. If you can't hear something wrong with you, mic off. Okay. Nobody taught me how to do any of this. I had to sit here and just find out how to do it, right? Now how I figured out, people talking about learn your number system and your scales, and then learn your chords, and that's all I did. I took the time out, learn my major chord, minor, augmented, diminished, seven, dominant chord, major seven chord, sus2, sus4, 7/4 chord, and I'm trying to put this together in my head. This is my little formula. By the way, since we on this conversation, I came up with my own book, Play by Sight, edition number 1 in 2025. Just in case somebody didn't know, I actually written 2 books in the year 2025. My second edition came out as well in September. So we had June 2nd for my very first book. You can find that over at Bishop Drexler Clark hotcourse.info, and we'll also link you right over to Amazon, which is at Amazon for the hardcover and the paperback, and also digital download. I've also been writing chords for a while. The funny thing is, I have been doing this for years, back in 04, but I've always wanted to create my own book, and I started doing this in 2021, going into 2022. COVID came in 2020, so y'all know we had too much time on our hands to be not doing something. So I started creating my very manual. All right, this is my manual. Basically, doesn't have all of the thousands of chords that I've came up with over the years, but I'll put probably not all of them in here, but more than likely they're not all in here. But they still in my emails, and I haven't had time to push them out, the emails, and print them out. But so these are my very first books for those who didn't know I'm a writer. An author. I am an author of my own books. I've always used to say that. It's kind of funny to say, but I used to say I'm an author and a writer of my own books, and I produce my own music. Yeah, an author and producer of my own music. That's what I used to say. I never. It's funny because I kept saying this for years, and I definitely started getting into saying that in 2020. I might have even started saying it before that, actually, 2019, 2018, because there was another guy who actually connected with me, and he wanted me to put my name on his books, to sell his books or his products, but using my name. And I thought that that was a cool idea at first, but things didn't work out because he would not issue me the main manuscript to the book, so I can go in there and tweak some stuff, that make some stuff right, and put some things in there properly, so people who will want to buy the book, they would understand how the book actually works. So since he didn't want me to tweak it, so we just dropped off, and then 2020, I had got no, I didn't get sick with COVID. Actually, in 21, I got sick with COVID, and then that's when it dawned on me. Other people was like, "Man, drop that book, man. Throw that book in the trash, burn it up, set it on fire, put it on flames. Go write your own book." And I was like, "What?" And matter of fact, even to the extent of insisting me in writing the book, actually, which is funny. It was like, "Yo, just tell me what your idea is, and I'll help you put the book together. You just tell me how you want to put it together, and and here's the results to it." So I had my editor, Miss Kelly, from my job. She was the one who actually put the diagram together. We didn't do no copying and pasting from somebody else's music book. Everything in my book is my brand and my way of doing things. In my way, my brand, Andre Clark, Andre Clark, Arthur Andre Clark, by the way. And so I was the one who said, "Okay, this is how I want to do it." And this is the acknowledgement from Miss Kelly, who actually was the one who actually said, "Hey, just tell me how you want to do it, and then we're gonna make it happen." And so then we got to doing that. I got my contents together, and it says talks about me as the author there and all that good stuff. And then she started creating the actual diagram for each of the chords and stuff like that. I had my own idea of doing the diagram, which I had a different way of doing it. And she was like, "You know what? That's a good idea, but let's go this route." And I watched her in the office build the diagrams from scratch. I'm like, "Man, have you ever did this before?" And never in her life has ever done this before. So we didn't do no copy and pasting. Everything is my brand, the way we doing it, the way we have done it. So this is my very first book, Bishop Jason Clark, the Black Gospel Hot Chords Edition #1, best hottest chords you ever gonna find. In chord progression, the pros want us to know. I said that earlier because sometimes musicians out there, they don't want us to know what they're doing. They don't want us to know how we do what we need to know how to do. And I put on here, you can create your own fat chords and chord progressions and sound like the pros as well. All right, create your own harmony and all that good stuff. So this is the whole point of me writing this book. Now, see, if all of us musicians have the same mindset to help each other out, none of this old foolishness, I think, in my opinion, will be happening. If we all help each other out, as I alluded to earlier about my job, I don't want to see my coworkers get fired or laid off or whatever the case may be, all because of something that I could have said, "You know what, that's not how the way you use that machine. Let me show you how you use this machine properly. This is how you use it. This is how you clean it. This is how you fill it back up. This is how you charge it. And this is where it goes." Now, if y'all do anything else other than the way I showed y'all, then that's on you. That's your fault. You doing it your own way and blah 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 blah. You need to be reprimanded or fired. Period. I don't have the power to fire nobody. I only have the power to only show you how to do it right, and that's it. So we're always on the same page, musician wise. Every musician will have the right way of doing things. If they want to do it their own way or another way, then that's on them. That's on me. That'll be all day on me. That's my fault. That would be me. I deserve to get fired if I don't want to do it the way it's supposed to be done. That's just the way I see it. But before I get fired, I'm backing out. I'll back out in a heartbeat. My wife be like, "You ain't gonna play no more." Nope. Why? Because y'all don't like the way I'm doing it. No, it's not that. You need to practice more. Okay, all right, okay. Now she got a point. She got a point. If I don't practice, that's my fault, right? That's my fault if I don't practice. Now, how am I supposed to play a song I ain't never heard before? Number one, right? And number two, we ain't never practiced, and then somebody busts out with something that I'm unfamiliar with. I tell my wife in a heartbeat, somebody do that, I already told y'all what I'll be doing. Hitting the button, or maybe I might not hit the button, I might just put the drop bars in, be like, okay. I'll do like every other musician, alright, I'll almost slip and set the names. I'll do like my favorite musicians that I've watched over the years. I only brought out 2 musicians, but it was a few others, but I just leave it at the 2 that I feel that they were like the top musicians on the planet, and well, on in our area. I'm gonna say it that way. That I saw for my own eyes with my own ears and thought, what? You played this whole service until this one person get up to sing and you didn't play behind? Not even attempt to try to play. Maybe, very low because the other person probably didn't notice. But, as soon as they start singing, they hit it. Or the note, they all over the place. Forget it. Draw bars pushed in and let them sing and do their thing. Yes, I had plenty of those situations at my church where people get up and they start making up stuff, and I'll be like, "What? I ain't never heard that before." I'll hear a note. Okay, they here. Oh shoot, crap! They down here. Oh, they over here. Oh, draw bar settings pushed in. I'm not even gonna get up off the organ and go to the keyboard and transpose because there's no point because they don't have a melody. If you don't have a melody line, nobody can follow you. But if you have a melody line, people can follow you. If your melody line is awful, you making up stuff, I get it. So that's what I'm saying. That was this one of these songs that the preacher said, "Follow me." I know sometimes my wife will do this to me sometime every now and then. And I say every now and then, "Hey, babe," she'll be singing something. "Hey, babe, follow me." I'm like, okay, where you going? And she'll be doing something and I'm like, okay. Where are we going? Because we didn't rehearse this. This wasn't part of rehearsal. Don't surprise the musician. I say this for singers, preachers, whoever is up singing, doing what you do. Don't catch your musicians by surprise because technically, if they don't know where you going, chances are the band will stop. Everybody gonna stop. Okay, hold on. Where we going? What we doing? Cause this wasn't part of rehearsal. We didn't rehearse that. Now if the musicians can catch it and get you, fine. They don't be getting all mad and be trying to put them on Front Street because that's just not cool. That is the wrong approach. I would say if you want to do that, just do that after church is over with. Hey, you know what? That song that I was doing, I know you didn't get. I remember our pastor did it. Our new pastor did it once or something like that. Or somebody was singing. I believe it was the pastor. He was singing the song, and it is in his own way. And I knew what he was doing, but he was doing it in his own way, so I couldn't follow him. So I laid low. So what he did was, hey man, after church he said, hey man, maybe you might want to take a mental note and learn the song. I didn't say it to you. I didn't want to say, hey man, yeah, I already knew the song, but you was just off. I'm sorry, but you were off. Yeah, you are off, Pastor. Yeah, you singing that song, but you were off. Like you were not singing the melody line, or I would say you were singing a certain portion of the song, but you weren't singing. It's like you said, instead of going, that has come on. You going, wait, we already did that. and you singing that again. We supposed to go, pastor. We already did that part. But you was singing that word part, and come on. But you was singing, can't come all over me. That's not where that's supposed to be at. You in the wrong spot. I ain't in the wrong spot. You. You didn't do the whole song. You just kind of sung at it. But then I was like, wait, hold on. That's not. We were supposed to go to this other part. You threw the beat off, the rhythm it off. Like I said, you be. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Hold on, praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. You went somewhere else. Like I see people just do that. I'm like, you kind of early. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. You're like, whoa, bro. you're like killing the moment. But sometimes you gotta tell the pastor, hey man, you off. But yeah, anyway. So I've learned different ways. I learned different situations. You either stop playing or don't play at all. The preacher saying you're doing something wrong, or whatever, take it as a subtle grain. But at the same time, there is a level of respect. And I think that again, if the musician and the pastor has this goofy relationship, then maybe in our thought process, in my process when I first listened to it, when I first got a chance to hear the end of it, because I only saw the ending of the video where the preacher was like, man, you can't hear me, bro. And I was like, okay, man, bro. And I always would say this, not everybody has perfect pitch. Maybe everybody has to work on that perfect pitch. I don't have perfect pitch. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't think I have perfect pitch. I think what I'm doing is, for me, is I use the theory behind the math. So maybe it's not so much, I should say theory, but the understanding of what chord movements I need to do. I don't know all the chords to any stuff that's out there because I'm just getting back to church. So I tell my wife, don't expect me to come in there and you talking about I'm blazing like any of these musicians who've been playing for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 2 years, 3 years, and you think I'm gonna come back and be able to play all these, songs and stuff like that the right way or near the right way or close to it. But at least I'm being honest. I'm just saying, hey, don't expect me to come back and be, blazing 100, because I might come a different way. I'm not a keyboard player. Y'all might say, oh man, you forgot to go to the 6. Then to the 5. So right now, if I sit down and listen to stuff other musicians are doing, the Mike Burrell thing or whatever, I might be able to pick it up and maybe not. I said every musician may not can't do it. Everybody has a different ability to do stuff. I might not have the same abilities as the next musician across the street or next door or in the next county. Time for me to take my medication. I might not have the ability to do this. pick up. Some of us can do it. Some of us can't do it. Some of us might need some assistance. Some of us might need some understanding. What's going on here? I might not be able to do all that. Everybody might be different. Everybody is different. I might need some help. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying what I'm hearing is chopping on the 2 after the swipe. 6 been A flat, so I have to understand what key we in. Not everybody know that. Now I had this thing. I don't care what key is in. I just want to know how to play the chords. Identify chords. All right. Just identify chords. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody has the ability to do it. I don't have the ability to do or have perfect pitch. I don't have perfect pitch. I'll say this again. I don't have perfect pitch. But I promise y'all, I try my best to figure out chords. This is the reason why I wrote the book. Figure out chords. I prayed and prayed and said, God, show me some chords. Or give me some understanding. God didn't want to show me the chords, so he didn't. Yeah, I prayed, Lord, show me some chords. Nope. The Lord didn't show me the chords. No, the chords didn't fall out the sky, y'all. It didn't come from the refrigerator. Nope. It didn't come from no ingredients. That German chocolate cake. Nope. The chords didn't come out and fall on some trees in the backyard. No. The chords didn't come from Johnny from across the street who could play dope chords. Nope. Matter of fact, it didn't come from David Jackson either. Nope, these chords didn't come from nobody. But nah. Somebody had said, hey, yo, bro. I was watching a jazz musician tell the story, and he said, learn how to play some jazz, play these chords. Major, minor, augmented, diminished 7, dominant chord. Major 7th, sus2, sus4, 7 sus4 chord, and tritone. Alright, now he said there were many more other chords. I didn't want you to get disappointed, but there will be many other types of chords. I said, what? Alright, but you will come across them because of what I just told y'all. Now from there you run with it. And when I say that, learn your inversions. Alright, learn your inversions, right? Okay. And then from there you'll start growing. Now whatever you do with your left hand, you do with your right hand. He said all that. And I'm like, okay. So that's where I wrote in that book. If you find my book, that was the very first chapter you'll find me talking about the numbing system in the scale. Now, if I'm the only one who's doing this, probably, from our Black African American community, maybe not, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I might be the first, or the second, or the third. But I'm making it clear, 110% clear, that you need to learn your triads and learn what I'm telling y'all. For those who don't have your book and want to be a musician, or you want to learn to play these dope chords or other chords you hear other musicians are doing who are failing to want to share with us, I got you. I'm making it publicly for everybody to understand. This is musician talk, so I might as well go ahead and put it out there. Because not everybody is going to want to tell you or show you what they're doing. Alright, they're going to tell you go practice. I have told y'all, musicians tell me go do this, get your recorder, cut in my rehearsal. I did all that too. And then I finally met someone who actually said, I'm going to show you the ropes to everything, but I didn't ask this other question about to understand what I'm doing. All I had was, I call it what's the word I like to use? And I use this respectfully. Simon says, play this. So if Simon says play whatever, that's what I learned. Simon says you play this voice in the chorus, I played it. Simon says play this. but at the time I didn't know what I was doing until until Cordy came in my lifetime, and that was during COVID time, and I was like, you know what? Let me start learning these Simon Says stuff and find out what it is that I'm actually learning to do. Because chances are I'm gonna run across these chords that I might hear minor, diminished, seven, major, diminished, minor nine. Now see, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. They used to say talk is cheap, right? So I didn't know what I was doing at the time until I got Cordy. And when Cordy came into my life in 2020 or somewhere in 21, somewhere around that ballpark, then I started saying, let me see what it is I need to learn. What is it that I'm doing? Oh, minor add two. Oh, the minor seven. Oh, minor nine. Minor seven. Minor seven. Oh, minor 911. Oh, that's what we're doing. Oh, major seven. Oh, now with the bass line. Without me doing a two-hand chord. Minor, diminished seven. Major, F7, flat 9, minor 9, 11. Oh! So I didn't know that. Now this minor 7, 11, and minor 7, 11. Minor 9, 11, sorry. See, at the time I didn't know what I was doing. I was just learning what the Simon Says, do this and do this and do that, right? So now after Simon had showed me these, I got me going for about 2 years, actually back 3 years, maybe 4 years, 5 years, and you probably say that's a long time, 5 years. The first year, I put it like this: the first 6 months, okay, the first day. um, I believe my music teacher didn't realize he was gonna make a beast out of me at some point. I don't want to use that word beast, but just say he gave me ideas that I didn't know what I was doing, right? So once that happened, I wanted to go back in time and say, man, what is this I'm doing? Major seven flat five, transposing. Major seven flat five, transposing. Minor nine, major nine, I'm sorry. Minor nine flat five. Minor nine. Major seven. Minor nine. And B flat nine. 13 with flat nine. I gotta take my medication. I'm already 9 minutes late. Major nine. D nine is 4. Woo! A flat diminished, major seven. I was doing all these chords, right? After a few chords that I'm gonna use the word few, a lot of chords that my teacher was showing me stuff, and then I just didn't know what I was doing. Now before that, I had my own few chords, and I can't remember what they were, but I was already playing this stuff. I was already playing this stuff. I was already doing this stuff. I was already doing this type of stuff. I just didn't know what I was doing. Right? I didn't know what I was doing at the time. All right. So now that 5 years later, music didn't let me go. I said to him like, "Yo, you know, at some point, you already had me by the hands, and so I gotta let go because the more you're holding on to a music teacher showing you everything that they can show you, you kind of I call it a crutch. At some point, they'll become your crutch. So at some point, I have to say, okay, you know what? Let me let go, right? And let me just figure some stuff out. And that's what happened. Experiment. It took me the longest to learn how to play, so and I still struggle sometimes, but It took me a minute to try to learn how to pick stuff up because I couldn't understand what was happening. Now I kind of have a little bit of understanding, not a lot, not a huge major understanding, but I have somewhat. What's going on here? So I got a little bit of understanding, right? It doesn't mean I have perfect pitch. It's because I understood that we was gonna do the minor move. The minutes up, because I can hear the difference between major, minor, the major seven, the major seven voicing, dominant chord. I think I probably got that one. Sus two, sus four, seven sus four chord, and tritone. And this is what I put in chapter number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8. All right, the fast track our beginner musician. All right, I think that if we all musicians were been on the same page to help each other out to understand what we're doing, I think that it wouldn't be what I call the laughing matter. You're laughing, cracking up with people because the way they play stuff, and it's like the wrong stuff or the wrong moves or whatever. I think that if we spent a moment just to say, hey, you know what? Let me call up homeboy or inbox homeboy, bro. Hey, I got something for you. Share with that person. Show them how to do it right. That's all. If they do it wrong and whatever, and they keep on doing it wrong, okay, cut them off. Sorry, bro. You ain't playing nothing. I just showed you. I sent you a video, or whatever way of communicating with that person. I showed you how I do it, but you doing it your own way. Now I get it. I get it. Here's what I'm gonna say. I get it because my music teacher used to show me stuff, and I said the Simon says do it this way. But also, I said to my instructor, I said, yo, I don't want to play like you. I don't want to play like the guy I'm listening to. But I do want to have the chorus that they're doing. But I want to, at some point, address it differently. At first, for a while, my music teacher can tell you, he used to get mad at me. Man, why are you playing that way? That ain't the way I showed you. If he showed me that. And he goes, you play this. You play this. This is what I'm showing you. You play this like I told you. I show you this. You play it the way I showed it to you. And no other way. And I come over there. Bro, that ain't what I showed you. Then I get it. I get it if y'all mad then. I get it. I get it if the instructor's mad because now I'm over here. I'm up in here. I ain't doing it the way he showed it to me the first time, No, no. Be mad at my mom throwing shoes at you. No, bro, that's not what I showed you, homie. I showed you this. This chord. And this one. And this one. And this one. And whatever, right? Let me see. Well, how do you do that? I forgot already. Yeah, that's what I'll show you. That's what I showed you. I didn't show you nothing else. You play what I showed you, boy. No. Homie, bro, that's not what I showed you. Let's do this again. Let's show it. That one? That one. Yep, that one there. Yep, that's the one I showed you. Yep, that one and this one. And then this one. Now play what I showed you. Alright, hold on. Bro, hit the other note. Oh, that one. I didn't tell you that. That ain't what you heard me doing. That's what I played. You doing it. I showed you this. Play that. No, fool. This one. Oh, okay. This one too. Yep. And the other one. No! That one. Oh, I got it. Okay, here we go. Bro, I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't tell you that. Who shows you that? Oh, man. My bad. It sounded good when I did it. No! I showed you this. That. This. That. You get it? Okay, yeah. Okay. Stop it! Stop it! That's it. Get out. Get out. Lesson's over. Get out. I don't want your money. Get out. Now, he later on found out. Actually, I did finally come around and start playing the guitar. Nope. I came around and did it right. But at some point I came back and said, okay. I said I don't want to play like the other guy. He was like, bro, I don't know what to tell you, Cuddy, because you tripping. But at some point, it took him a long time to figure out why. And one day, I think he told me the story. He went to play with somebody, and they all rehearsed what they was gonna do. But when they got to the event, he played just about everything they was gonna do. But then I think a second or third time around, he said he felt that he wanted to change something up, so he's not sounding like the other guy who showed him how to do what he do. And he said at the end of the gig, he said the dude pulled him to the side respectfully and said, "Hey man, I don't understand what happened." And he said, "What you mean?" He said, we didn't rehearse that little spot you keep going to, and you keep throwing your little whoop in there." He was like, but we weren't ready for that. The rest of the band, we weren't ready for that little thing you did. And he said, "Oh man, my bad." He said, he told me, he said, "Now I understood what you were saying." He said, because he said, "Well, I didn't want to play like the other guy. I had my own way. I know how to play, but I had my own way of presenting the same thing, but I wanted to do something a little different." All right. And so here, heard in the beginning what the other guy did. Yeah, I might eventually come back to it, you know. And then play what I learned, you know. Yeah, I might go back. See, the beauty about music, you can create your own way. And these chords in my book, minus second. Diminished seven. I told you already. Chapter 2. This is chapter 3. The very first book. Major 7 is also in chapter number 4. That's the diminished move. Diminished 7. Chapter what 3 I said? Chapter 3. Minor 9. Chapter 9. And then when we get to chapter 9, y'all, that's when I throw what I call well, I had originally was calling let me see, heat, so to speak, causing some friction. Right, so I said, let me put the heat in there and start from chapter 9, and I start putting all the dope chords in there that we might, when I say might, we do need for some of us musicians who don't know all these chords, the other musicians are putting out. All right, and then also the second book, I did the same thing, and now I came back and put some fire in it. My third book that I'm working on right now, we coming back with some Inferno. Oh, she woke up early. All right. HDMI. Oh, now she's got me locked up. And I gotta go take my medication. Now I'm 23 minutes behind. But with that being said, I didn't mean to go this long, but I'm just saying, for musicians, talk, whatever, when it comes down to us laying out videos and communicating about stuff, some of us, we may not hear the beginning of what the story was. What was the beginning of the storyline? What was the middle part of the storyline? And then what was the ending? Sometimes we get the ending and then we make our assumptions or our opinions become kind of messed up sometimes because we might misinterpreted the whole thing. But just for those who don't know, I'm writing my third book. I'm actually, oh, she went to sleep on me again. Snap. Okay. She done went to sleep on me now. I waited too long. But I guess she gonna let me in. Oh. Alright, she done woke back up again. So I'm writing my third book. Alright, third music book. See if she let me in. Oh, she let me in, surprisingly. Alright, this time, my first book went to 18 chapters, and my second book, I was able to push through to 25 chapters, and then my third book, I'm pushing, I believe, I'm gonna try to push 40. Hold on, did this thing go to there? Oh. I'm gonna try to push 40 chapters for musicians who play the keyboard or the organ, piano, upright, or whatever those instruments that got the keys. I'm gonna push for 40. I'm at 39 chapters right now. My goal was to get to 88 chapters, so I might have room to potentially. And see, that's 38 right there. No, 39 chapter. Let me see. Let me push, and then I might do 40 here. That puts me on 84 pages. Let me see. That puts me at 85 pages. I'm trying to push to 88 pages. So this might be. I might be able to push 41 pages. I might go. I've already beat my first numbers of the first book in my second, so I'm way beyond this time around. So I might go ahead and push for 41 chapters in this book, because now that gives me 2 more pages, which is the ending of the book. But sometimes I have to leave room for the editors, because this time my coworker's not editing the book this time. I'm editing it this time around. But she did the first book, and then she also did a portion of my second book, matter of fact. And yeah, actually, she actually did the second book. Actually, did the second book here, and this time around, I'm doing the third book myself by myself. So I'm gonna go back to do the editing and try to drop every kind of chord that there could possibly be that musicians are doing on the organ, on the keys, or whatever. And this is gonna be the inferno, because we already got the friction going already, especially from chapter 9 all the way to chapter number 18, and then the new book from chapter 2 to chapter 25. Uh, Basically, I went overboard actually, but I wanted to put all of this stuff in one book. But my um, the book publishing company is saying, hey, you should break this up into to small sections and try to not to do all in one big gigantic book, because some people may not feel that they can afford to pay $100 for uh, they may not feel like they cannot afford to pay $100 for all of the chords that you put in the book, because there's some people that may not feel like they can afford to do that. And I said, well, they got a good point, yeah, because now depends on how hungry and thirsty you after wanting to learn how to play. Because I bought other music books, and them other music books that I bought, which I shouldn't have bought them, but I spent $50 for them books. And the craziest thing is, the coldest thing about it was the first chapter of my book, or the second chapter of my book, through chapter 7. I spent $50 to learn the theory behind the madness, what we call the double up chords. Is what I put in my first book to fast track new beginner musicians. And then moving to chapter 9, I said, okay, let me give y'all some heat, some chords, some real chords, some left hand and right hand chords. Whereas these other music books that I've purchased fail to do that. And I've searched high and low over the years prior to publishing my book. I would have published this first book back in 2023, but I got sick in 23 with valley fever, pneumonia, and valley fever, and I'm still in recovery mode for valley fever. That's why I said I gotta go take my medication, but I'm still in recovery mode with it, and hasn't 100% released me. So y'all pray for me that the Lord will heal me of it 100%. So I have an appointment next month, in April. So hopefully by April my doctor will give me some good confirmation, or some 110% confirmation that I have fully 100% cured of it. But for now that I know of, I had what is called a quarter from before it was a Big Mac of this infection that had started in my lungs, and then filtered its way to my lower spine on my back, creating the impossibility to walk, talk, speak, move, um, take care of myself, and all that kind of stuff. It basically took my inability to function properly. So ultimately had me hospitalized for at least 4 times, 5 times actually, and not knowing that I was gonna even make it to even get the first book off. And then which I won't use the word surprise. I would say that it was the grace of God that He allowed me to get the first book out in 2025. Because I didn't think I was going to make it then. I'm not gonna get all emotional, but and so then when that happened, I was like, oh man, okay, guess I'm gonna guess the Lord said not today. This is not your day that you're gonna be taken out from this illness. So I was able to start the second book right after the first book got published, and I was like, okay, let me just get the second book, and then hopefully I'll survive for the next couple months. And so I was able to get the second book out September 2025. The first one was June 2nd, went live on Amazon and went as number one top best hottest book on the market first. And they was like, we ain't never seen nothing like this. They actually ripped me back. We ain't never seen nobody do nothing like this. This is very unique. This is like real super unique. I'm like, oh, okay. So since they sent me that letter in the mail back to let me know that my book came out number one, top number one hottest book on the market on Amazon, and also my book went 16 other publishing companies around the entire world, which is, I always used to say nationwide is on your side, but my book went worldwide on your side. So my book has gone worldwide around the world to every place on the planet that has a publishing company. I get emails from these publishing companies every single day. I'm like, man. So my book has reached Germany, has reached London, has reached basically Spain, all these different places. I can't remember all of them. The biggest majority of my book has gone here in the United States, number wise, was huge. I didn't expect that. Actually, I didn't expect my book to be even one number one, top number one best book out of 10 books that came out in June 2025. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think that. Well, let me say this way: I didn't think that my book was gonna be a low grade book, meaning that it's just a low grade book being produced. But I didn't think for a second that my book would actually come out as a high grade book, which was graded by Amazon as top number one best book on the planet. I'm not making this up. This is actually what they written, and they actually, I did a photo shot of it if I can find it. It was back in June. I have to find it in June, but so I was like, what? Matter of fact, actually, I was sick during the time. I was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital. But the publishing company who published my book sent me a message, said, hey man, you need to go on you need to go check your email. And I'm like, what? Amazon, I'm pretty sure Amazon has sent you an email. And sure enough, I went to go back and I saw the email from Amazon. Every so often I get the email from Amazon letting me know that both my books has gone worldwide, and both of my books is number one top best book on the market. They have never seen nothing like it. They say this the most unique book ever. And again, when you open up the book, you can't help but to see these chords. You can't help but to like. It's too easy to not to know how to play these chords, and not too easy to see what the left hand is doing and the right hand is doing. I made it plain and straight up plain for any level of musician or person individually to learn how to play these chords by sight. If you got eyes, now unfortunately for the people who are unable to see, I did have some inquiry with the company to see if Amazon or any of these companies can make this book audible. All right, so that's in the making. There's from my gathering, they're looking into it. For right now, at the moment, it's not audible. At the moment, and also it's not for those who may be blind, or has disabilities, but they're looking into trying to figure this out. How long would it take for them to figure out how to address this? Now, I can address this in a different route by doing the same book, but I will not be putting the chord diagrams in the book. All right, the chord diagrams will be in a total different way. All right. In fact, actually, I have eight or nine other music books that I've already written. I have not published them yet, but I'm been trying to just get these unique ones out first. So listen, go here, and then I got to go for sure. But this is from Amazon. It says the best books. I cut off the other half. It said Amazon's hottest best books of 2025 so far. New release, and my book came out as #1. It's kind of blurred. Sorry, y'all, but it's a little blurred. So I'll kid you not. That is me. That is my book. Amazon. All right. I don't know how I accidentally cut off the first part of it, but it came out as the hottest top. The hot. It's the #1 hot. The #1. Let me see how it works. The top #1 hottest book on Amazon. Best books on Amazon 2005 so far. I did not write that. #1. That's me. The very first book. That's me all day. #1. #1. #1. Y'all got to give it up for your boy. I didn't know that was gonna happen. At all. To be honest, that was a big surprise to me. So yes, my book came out in June 2nd, 2025. My second book came out September 25th, 26th, I think. The hardcover came out October 5th because later on it was because Amazon wrote me a letter and said, hey, we need more pages, so you have to create more pages. So I had to create more pages. I was 8 pages or 7 pages short or something to that effect. So I had to create another set of pages for the book. So that's why y'all might, the ones who got the paperback book cover, you may not have gotten the extra information, of course, on the back. So those who do see the extra ones from the back, that was a bonus, but and that was before the hardcover. So, but for the paperback, you're not gonna get that extra page on the back side because at the time I didn't know I was 8 pages or 7 to 8 pages short. So this time now I'm gonna make sure I'm not 7 to 8 pages short this time around. I might actually be a little bit over because I have to give the editing company space for them to drop the chapters and blah 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 and do the introduction and all that stuff in the beginning. So I might end up, instead of me ending up with the 88 pages, I might end up with 100 pages because what they did with my first page was I did go over. They didn't charge me extra, thank God. They actually didn't charge me extra on my second one. They actually charged me lower on my second book, but my first book went up to 197 pages. So I was supposed to be ending at 88, no more than 88 pages. Now, when they squeezed the first one in, I ended up with 74 pages. So I was under by 8 pages, right? 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. So I was under by 6 pages, something like that. So I had to go back and add the other 8 pages to be able to create the hardcover for the second book. So when my third book come out, I'm gonna make sure we a little bit either over or at the marker this time around. So this is your boy Bishop Drexel signing out. I didn't really mean to be on here this long, but it was just this. My whole thing was that when we do pop videos on, let's try to make sure that we get the beginning so everybody can see what happened in the beginning and what happened in the middle and what happened at the very end of the video. So that way there will be no confusion, because I was confused at first. I was like, wait, what brought this to this point? What exactly happened first? Because things can be very confusing. But I'll be back with some more crazy videos. Well, I would say crazy video. Between the organ and the keyboard.
Can you see
What?
What's so proudly we hailed
I'm tying up the organ though.
at the
I'm giving the plug to somebody.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched once again is true, and the rockets black bombs bursting in the air came through the night that our flag was seen. Oh, say does that star-spangled land get away, especially when you talk and know what you're helping to be free, and the home that makes your words keep us.
Alrighty, that was mind-boggling, but I use the word "but." I think it's understanding chords. Whatever key it was in, I don't know what key it's in, but that was amazing. But for me to learn that kind of stuff, or we to learn these types of chords, movements, I need some time in my mind. I had to listen to it a few times, and then maybe I might get it one of these days. Who knows? That was wicked. Hold on, let's back that up. Hold on. Let's back that up. Hold on. Simon says, Simon says F major hat 2, I think. It stopped disappearing when I thought I heard. G hat 2. Doesn't have to mean I got perfect pitch. That just means that I understand chords. If you don't have enough chords in your palette, they say, it's gonna be hard to pick up stuff. F major, G major add 2, this F major add 2, G major add 2, and whatever else he gonna do after that, good luck. To my ears. Uh-oh, I missed it. B flat, I heard you. Okay, I got you, Doc. B flat. You ain't gonna get away with me on that one. Hold on, y'all. I don't have to have perfect pitch, but I said, wait a minute. B flat add 2. All right. See, if we all teach each other and learn stuff from each other, we can. B flat major. I'm not sure if you're gonna throw that voice in there, but. That's nasty though. I'm doing this on the keyboard, y'all. So I told you I ain't never had. Let me see. Oh, did I miss it? Oh no, I think I missed it. Hold on. I think it was this one. B flat major 7 flat 5. Oh, it's not B flat major 7. It's B flat. There it is. B flat major 7 with a flat 5. So, perfect pitch. I just kind of like, what? Da, da. Major 7.5. This all these chords in my book. Major 7.5, y'all, all day. That's why I heard that. So. What? Now, the other idea he used was this tritone, and he used this other idea like you using the sus chord in a scent. So I was like, oh, so he's using E. Okay, that's another way of playing the major 7.5, B flat. So let's see, hold on. Yeah. And this is the other voicing. All we do is taking off the top note. But he changes the, alright, so he changes the note to here. To that one. That's why I use the word the sus chord. And then the secret sauce voicing. Now that may take you to the minor 7.5 voicing with the 11, but this might be tricky. Because at first I would have said, well, B flat. But yeah, he's just using this perfect fifth voicing. And then makes it third in the tritone. And then he comes down. Which I just said a minute ago. Alright, I gotta go. Alright, then the next move. Da! I missed it. Hold on. See, can we back that up some? So he goes. I thought I heard. Then he goes to the minor 7 with a flat 5. So that's also in the book. Let me see, no, minor. There it is. In the book all day. What? So, you know, what's the chord you play? And then Dan has to back. Nope. I'll probably go with a B flat. And then he's gonna give you this one. What was the other chord? I forgot already. And then the minor 7.5. Now, because of the bass line, he may go to that bass line B flat. It's the B flat 9 chord. I call it the B flat 9 chord. He didn't play that one, but we played the other one. You used the C9 13. Because I'm thinking of the bass line he's possibly doing. So, yeah. Alright, G 9 sus 4 transpose. A 9 sus 4. B flat 9 sus 4. And then B flat add 2. And then that's when you go to the other chord. I'll probably go to C bass 1. C9 13. And then he's gonna hit you with the B7 sharp 9 sharp 5. All these chords I got in the book, yo. Alright, and then we're gonna come up to this chord. What did I say? Either you're gonna take you back to the B flat, I guess B flat. get off of here because I got to go eat something. Da, da, da. That's this one here. We hear minus 7 flat 5. No, hold up. I don't know if I'm hearing him doing that, but that's a 7/4 chord. But he might be doing that. Who knows? He's doing that on the pedal. You can also probably get away with it. Let me see. Using the F/4 chord. So if this is the bottom, he can play it like this actually. That's all I think I'm hearing him playing is the B flat. The B flat, and I think I hear him playing that bottom. Woo! Y'all know that chord? Hold on, let me see. I might have missed the note. Did I miss a note? It's the diminished. Alright, I hit one note. Oh. Minor. Alright. That's also in the book too. Diminished 7. 11 flat 13. Woo! Alright, I gotta get off here, y'all. I didn't mean to get on here to do all that, but the 9/13s I had. I told y'all I said mention these 9/13s. I mentioned the 9/4 in the book, chapter 3. Chapter 2 was the 6/9 sharp 11. I told you every chord that I think I hear musicians gonna do, I've already did them. Alright, I do them already. I already put them in the book. The major 9 chord, I said that memory earlier that I heard, and then this is the diminished major 7 voicing in chapter number 6. And let me make sure I'm hear that chord again. Alright, that's diminished 7 with the 11 with the flat 5. Now, however, I have the diminished major 7 over here. In the very first book, I accidentally, yes, I was sick at the time. I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, my editor's like, at the time, when I say my original Miss Editor, she's like, you don't have to put everything in the book. I better go ahead and let these people know what to do, what's going on, who's doing what, how they doing what they doing. Some are pro musicians and stuff like this. This is my first time hearing this. So I'm like, what? So chapter 10, I'm gonna get off of here, but this is the chord he played. And it's here on chapter 45. E diminished 7 with the 11 with the flat 13. Alright, so go tell somebody that your boy over here has written a book called Play by Sight, edition number 1 and 2. Alright, I got whatever. If you don't know these chords, I always say you can't play chord progressions if you don't have chords underneath your fingertips. So somebody did write me, asked me, hey, yo, do you know what you just started here? You know what kind of waves you just started just now? I'm like, not waves, but I thought I was starting some friction here. But I understood what he was trying to say. No, I'm not trying to start no friction with nobody. I'm just trying to tell y'all, if you're a musician out there and you know chords, and you know the next guy don't know the chords, don't know how to play the chords, don't have a clue what you're doing, there ain't nothing wrong with sharing. Sharing is caring. At the end of the day, there can't be you. Nobody can be me, and I can't be y'all, and nobody else at the end of the day. I only want to learn how to play the chords, and then I'm going to do them in my own way. No matter how many years I spent with my instructor trying to tell me the Simon Says do this, or whatever, do this and do that and the other, at the end of the day, I end up playing my own way. Because I don't want to, I was like, what's this on my book? I don't want to sound like John, or I don't want to sound like Brother Terry. I don't want to sound like Brother Terrence. I don't want to sound like Mike Burrell. I don't want to sound like Jason White. I don't want to sound like this person and that person. I want to still have my own identity, but I just want to learn chords. That's it, chords. At the end of the day, if I end up sounding or playing or doing something that other guys are doing that I've named off, and many other people I didn't name verbally, for those who don't get offended because I didn't say your name, but I mention you as my favorite musician on the planet because there's a whole bunch of y'all, my top musicians that I followed and listened to for years, and I respect y'all and all that good stuff. I will never disrespect any musicians out there on the planet because that's not my style, that's not me, that's not the way I rock and roll, whatever. I'm here in my own palace, in my own palace, and somebody in my own kingdom over here, trying to figure stuff out. I used to have this saying. I said every now and then, if you don't give it to me now, then I guess I'm gonna have to come and take it from you now. And I just, yeah, y'all know this is not a pure troll, but no, I'm like, show me now. Don't make me have to come and get y'all and come and take it from y'all. Cause y'all know one way, everybody's got video, everybody got cameras, everybody got cell phones, everybody's videoing everywhere, on everything, on anybody, everywhere. And so if your video surface, I'm not apologizing because I have it. It's because you put it out there. You don't want nobody knowing what you're doing. Too late. It's too late. It's over with. You already put your business out there. There's no point in trying to delete all your videos and be scared to the death because Andre finna or Johnny or Jeff or whoever, Billy out there is picking up what you're doing. It's too late. It's too late. It's 2026 right now. It's too late. You can't go back in time to erase it and delete it. If you tried, you already did it. It's too late still because somebody else has already got your video on Snap. I call it on Snap. We got it in our back pockets right now. Some of us, we ain't pulled it out yet, because it just ain't the time yet or whatever. I've been sick for a minute. I'm trying to get well, trying to get better, trying to come back with practicing and all this stuff. I'm not a keyboardist by far, but sometimes I can kind of pick up some ideas when I listen to musicians because I've written the chords already out. I've been doing this for years, ever since strongly since 04. So this, I almost would say there's no chord that I don't know, but the problem is that I have not practiced those chords since I've transcribed them, and I just got a whole mountain of books that I've transcribed, and this is all falling apart from my books. And I got many more over there on the organ. I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 13 books right here on my Leslie. I think I got about 15 books over there that I've transcribed over the years. I got probably maybe like 13, 14 more music books in my closet that I've transcribed chords like a madman, basically. But yeah, it's just having the actual time to sit here. Ooh, that sounds weird. Was that change my channel or something? Yep, sure did. But yeah, it's gonna take me some time to jump back. All right, and I'm praying that I'll be able to jump back. I'll call it snap back. My wife be like, babe, you gonna have to try to work on snapping back. I know you, but work on trying to snap back, baby boy. But anybody who don't know about valley fever, it's not that simple. It's not that easy and simple to snap back when you've been attacked by an infection that this like out of this world. I mean, when I say out of this world, it was terrible. Jason White. See, and even like I said, whatever whenever I learn an idea from somewhere, I may not want to play 100% the way it was done. This was the way it was done. This was the way you played it. That was the way you played it. But I might not want to play it all the way. You might not even notice the difference I did. So I'm like, or that one. Or I might do both of them. And then this one, I might play the whole chord. See, if you, some of these just got perfect pitch, and they might be able to say, "Oh, wait a minute, I know he played that whole. He played that whole." So this is the major 9. But as soon as I switch the note over, it's an F7 sus4 with the flat 9, flat 13. But if I do both of them, now it's F7 with the flat 9, sharp 9 with the flat 13. What? And we know this is A flat attitude. A flat got an attitude. This is minor 9. This is minor add 2. Or this is major 7. They all sound similar, but it all depends on what notes I'm taking off. Now I'm taking off notes. Now it sounds like I'm playing D flat. But taking notes off. What? Minor, and doing my inversion. Or take some notes off and do the same thing. Power chord, we might call this the perfect fifth. And then my thumb's amazingly able to reach up here. And then this is the D major chord with the flat 5. I wouldn't have learned that. I wouldn't have learned that theory portion of it, but as far as trying to figure out what musicians are doing, what is that you doing? Shoot, not even Cordy can tell me what the name of this chord is. Cordy's like, what? Bruh. But I do understand what I'm doing. Tritone and perfect fourth. What? And now D major chord. Which inversion? First. That's the root first. If I hit that note, is I'm doing root first, second. But I'm not reaching for that note. My fingers reaching for that A flat at the top. What? Alright, then he does this little scale. Alright, he didn't twickle in, but Alright, D flat. A flat minor 9/11. The D7 with the flat 9, flat 5. Oh, I forgot what that last. This one is a little harder to say because he's arpeggiating the tritone into a. He's doing an arpeggiation, so it's kind of almost hard to say what he's doing. But this is I'm assuming he was probably going G and slide up to A flat major 3rd. Or you could slide up to A flat. But I hear him twanging it, so I'm like, that was a whole lot to try to figure out how to do that part. Then, alright, 7 sharp 9 sharp 5. Alright, 7 sharp flat 9 with the flat sharp 5. Major 9 or keep it straight, major 7. Major 7 flat 5. Remember we did it. Now if I want to juice it up, I'm gonna add the 9 to it. Major 9. Now major 9 flat 5. That was a whole bunch of chords right there. That's too many chords. I ain't gonna read that out. Down. Nope. And then Jason White. Right. So anybody I'm trying to learn to do what they're doing, I try to get close. But at the end of the day, I might switch this up once I get it in my head. Okay, all right, that was the approach you did. All right, fine. Thank you, Mr. Jason White, for that idea. So I may use it somewhere else. That gave me an idea. I'm not a keyboard player, I'm just saying. But that gave me an idea. I got to go, y'all, because it's 7 o'clock now. But y'all get the point. Every chord I'm doing is in the book, so. Or through the mic real thing. Let me see how you do it. I've got. I just start. I think it starts like this. You have won. No, you have the victory. Let me see, I think you're going to, and then I think they're doing. Which one we doing first? Yeah, I think we're doing that one next. Those are like is it because I have perfect pitch? No. Is it because I hear notes? I understand the note when I hear them. But it doesn't mean I have perfect pitch. Alright. That's all I'm saying. Chord wise. It could be chords I've already know how to play already. It's just about where the musicians are placing them at. For a beginner musician, I'm gonna get off here, but I'm gonna just say this for beginner musicians, or maybe intermediate level musicians. I kind of take the keyboard in my mind and I'm saying this is the lower range, low range. All right, that's 12 keys there. I have the next set of keys, which is 12. I'm gonna call that low range. And then I have the mid range, 12 keys. And then I have the high range, the other 12. And that's the highest range. So I'm hearing something or listening to something. I'm trying to figure out, okay, 2 hands. Ready for the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm doing what I call half my battle. 12 keys, low range, low range. I'm sorry, low range, mid range, high range, and highest range. And I got to say, okay, where is the hand gonna fall on whatever is happening? That's what I'm doing. Okay. At the same time, my ear's gonna probably hear a top note and a bottom. Wherever it falls, that's what my ear's gonna hear. Top or bottom. And I might be lucky, the middle, the fingers in the middle are gonna find the actual chords. Doesn't mean that I have perfect pitch. It just means that I hear this top note and I hear the bottom. Chances are I might land on the chord that is being applied. That's all I'm saying. So without having chords underneath your belt, as they say, and I always say this, you can't create chord progressions if you don't have enough chords underneath your belt. All right, Mama Mac went over there and went to sleep. What did my wife say? Ew, she said something. All right, so I'm gonna get off of here. I'll catch y'all later. This is your boy Bishop Dracer. I just want to do this little musician talk because I know y'all, a lot of us see videos, but I like to address it from this angle, like I said. And we do put videos up. Let's make sure that we kind of and I'm not bashing anybody who's doing this or whatever. I'm just making a comment and just say, hey, if we are gonna do that, let's make sure we see what happened in the beginning. That way, it can be addressed appropriately, or people can give their thoughts on what they think that, hey, was that wrong? Was that right? Was that the wrong way? Is this, there's a right way, there's a wrong way. But again, I always roll back to maturity. That's what it all comes down to, because we all men and women, and it's all about maturity. But at the end of the day, no one needs to be disrespected. And I don't care if it's the musician, preachers, or the elders, or the ministers, or the missionaries, or the deacons, or whatever. We all should be respected of one another, and things should be done decently and in order, and not all out of pocket and stuff like that. But if the relationship with the musician is on a fun level, and the preacher was just, you know, just doing what he normally do on every Sunday or every other Sunday, then this is something that isn't new. I can't say that if this is something brand new or just came up. I'm only just addressing it from the fact that this was my first time seeing it. So I see the video. I'm like, well, what happened to the beginning? Because most times people are only going to put down or put in this in on social media the last part, but they won't show you what happened in the beginning. And then we already come to the conclusion: the preacher's wrong, the musician, you wrong, you in the wrong key. All y'all wrong, even the singers, y'all all wrong, everybody wrong. All right. Let's see. We have to see what is the relationship between the musicians and the pastor and the musicians. That's the key thing. If they're in bad blood, they're having bad blood with each other, that's not a good thing. But if it's something that they just do from time to time, it is what it is. And again, I say this when, and I'll say it again, when if somebody in my church singing something that I'm unfamiliar with, or even I am familiar with, and they singing in some, we always like to use this word, off the wall keys. And I realize that some people can't hold the key or the melody. They off. You can be, like I said, I love you, Lord, I love you, Lord. And then I love you, Lord, I love you, Lord, today. You be like, wait a minute, you started here, I love you, Lord, I love you, Lord. How do you get down to I love you, Lord, today? What? Because you're gonna throw the musician off, and then other people gonna be looking at the musician like me, bro, you in the wrong key. No, I ain't in the wrong key. She in the wrong key. He in the wrong key. They started out, I love you, Lord, I love you, Lord, I love you, Lord, today, because you care for me in such a special way. What? And that's why I can lift him up, and I magnify your name. Bro, how you in C? You started out, how you in B? and you was in C, D flat. I love you. Yeah, believe me, y'all. I have this a lot. A few times recently. I can't remember what the song it was, but it was just recently. And I was like, I ain't in the wrong key. I'm not in the wrong key. I'm not the one who's messed up. So I have two choices. One, I'll stop playing. Let them finish going all over the place. And then when they finish, then I'll come in. Alright, that's the best way to do it. If somebody's singing something and you unfamiliar with, hey, yo, pastor, yo, praise team leaders, whoever got the mic, whoever holding the mic, hey, we don't know the song. What you doing? Go ahead, do your thing. No, y'all, come on. No, thank you. It's an easy song. No, it's easy to you in your mind. In your mind, it's easy. But we're like, where you going with this? Like, where you going with the song? Because we are like, you making this up. Like, huh? Yeah, we know the 1, the 2, and the 5, and the 6. But you somewhere in the key of zebra somewhere. We're like, what? You everywhere. All over the place. Anyways, thanks for y'all hanging out with me. Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I gotta go grab me something to eat right quick because I took this medication and it's gonna start messing with me, which is already started already. So be on the lookout. Coming soon. I will be having my third book, third edition of the book. For those who haven't gotten yours yet, go over to Bishop Drake the Clark Hot Chords.info. It also will link you over to Amazon for the physical copy. And also at Amazon, you can also get the digital download. Preferred if you're going to do the digital download, do it at my website. That will be more. I should say, I guess I get my royalties from the my website for the digital download. So if you want to download it to your device, your cell phone, your iPad, computers, or whatever devices you have, go over there to my website and enjoy yourself over there. Let somebody know that hey, there's this new cat on the block. And I ain't new, but that I'm producing music books for those who want to learn how to play the nicest chords, the dopest chords on the planet. And as I said, I ain't through yet. this third book. This third book, I think I'm doing too much. For sure. I did way too much on the first one and the second one, but I put a whole lot of more chords. Yeah. I'm gonna just leave the part right there. Too much. So we're gonna have the Inferno on my third book, right? A continuation of just dropping chords left and right. And so my third one comes out. That's all I'm gotta say. Just that's all I'm gonna say. Just shake my head, man. Oh my goodness. You thought my first one was dope, and my second one. I know the first and second ones are dope because there's some stuff that I put in there that I don't even play, and I just had mentioned that the major 7 with the flat 13 or flat 11, flat 13. Yeah, those. Yeah, I had to practice that stuff. But I only written it just so that you guys can know what it is when you hear it. When you hear somebody doing it on an album or whatever methodology you guys like to listen to learn your music, and try to play the stuff at church or whatever you're trying to do, I got you. It's all in the book. Most of the relevant stuff I try to put in the first and second book, and then now I'm dropping the rest, or most of the rest. I can't drop all of them actually in the third book unless I spend a little extra money to make the book a little bit more bigger, but it's gonna cost me more money. So, and I'm not rich, so I'm not rich and not like that. So, but anyways, I don't, it is what it is. I had to do it on the fourth book, and then go from there. So I may do more on my next edition 4. And so I'm trying to spread this out by a year. So I'm trying to get this third one out, hopefully on around June, around that time. Gotta give this book 1 year. All right, has marinated for 1 year, and then my second one. This one came out September of 25, and I'm trying to get these 2 books to kind of marinate for the 1 year, and then I'll come out with a book number 4, edition number 4. With some more heat, some more fire, and some more Inferno. Because my next book is going to be Inferno. Some more chords that y'all be like, oh my God, I've been looking for these chords for decades. And no one wanted to show me how to do it. So, no worries. I got you. No more worries. I got y'all. So, check me out over at Bishop Drake the Clark Hot Chords.info. And I'm just trying to be a solution to the madness and not be a problem to the madness. Sometimes we gotta find a way to come with a solution. The solution to the madness, help somebody that don't know what's going on. That's my whole goal, is to help somebody that doesn't know what's happening and what's going on. You will no longer be held in the dark no more. And y'all know what the dark is, right? That's dark. It's not pitch dark yet, but it's 7 o'clock, so it's still a little light out there. But y'all know what I mean. Y'all ain't gonna be left in the dark. I am not gonna leave my beginners level musician or my intermediate level musicians out there. And if there's some advanced level musicians who just don't know chords that they're playing, but they know chord, they just know how to play these stuff, this book is also for you too. Because I know there's some musicians out there can play well, do all this fancy stuff that's going on, but they don't know exactly what chord they're playing. They don't know. I don't know if I'm playing a minor 9 and minor 9/11 voicing. I don't know if I'm playing a major add 2. I don't know if I'm playing a 9/13. I don't know what this chord is called. I just know I'm just playing some notes and it just sounds pretty. So for every level, advanced level, intermediate level, and beginners level. But I was really centering it for beginners and intermediate level, so we can get this book so we can sound. What did I say? Like play and sound like the pros too. That's the whole goal, to learn to play and sound like the pros too. So you get this books. I promise you, you're going to thank me later. You will thank me later. And then this is also for those who can't afford to take keyboard and organ lessons, or struggling to find somebody to give you keyboard and organ lessons. Yeah, I start something, but I'm just saying for those, and maybe some of y'all might have teachers that are teaching you still, but they ain't got nowhere near what I got in these books. They ain't got you these chords I'm putting in the book. I promise you that. I know for a fact. I be listening to some people come online, and I'm like, man, okay, you taking lessons, but bro, I ain't hearing them chords. I ain't hearing these dope chords you should be playing. You should be playing this move right here, move. Sometimes every now and then I used to, I stopped doing it. I think I stopped doing it when I got sick. And mention somebody, hey yo, you can put this chord with that move that you're trying to do right there. You missing the chord right there. I add this chord to that part, to that spot, but I stopped doing it right before I got sick, whatever. But cause I be hearing people doing stuff. I'm like, oh man, you can put that right here. Oh man, you could put this. Get the book. Get the book. Open the book. You gonna see what I mean. Cause chances are you might be taking lessons. You might be getting lessons. You might even be spending $40, $50, $60, $70 an hour. I don't know how y'all doing it. Some of y'all spending that much money, but by the time you finish doing that, chances are you're not gonna get these chords that I already got in the book. Cause you may not. Your instructor might feel. And I'm gonna get off here when I'm gonna say this, because then I'm gonna start some fire for sure. But you might not end up getting the chorus or these advanced level chords, we might want to call them. Dope chords, off the hook chords, turn your head chords, slap your mama chords, whatever. You might not get that from your instructor, because you might have one that might say, hey, you ain't ready for that yet. Don't worry about these other guys playing that type of stuff. You stay right here. Don't let nobody hold y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna make some people mad, but don't let nobody hold you back. Not even me. Don't let no other musician hold you back from potentially getting better, improving. Yeah, it got quiet in here. Got real quiet like a mouse in here. Well, a mouse, mouse is kind of quiet sometimes when they start chewing on stuff. But yeah, don't let nobody hold y'all back. You might be taking lessons, but are you getting all of the chords that you need to have and underneath your belt? Cause they may feel that you ain't ready yet. Nah, man, don't be worrying about what Mike Burrell is doing, cause you ain't ready to play on that level. Believe it or not, Mike Burrell is playing the most simplest chords on the planet. It's just the sound that you're using, the sound modules and the sounds that he's using that makes him sound different. He understands, hey man, I can use my he understands I can use the triad moves, I can use the perfect fifths or perfect fourths or whatever, and play around and I was gonna say monkey around on the keyboard and change the voices and stuff. He understands, hey man, I can play the major 7 move, and I can do this with my left hand, my right hand, and put this chord over here. I'll do a tritone move over here. He understands that. You know why? It's already here in my book. And that's all I'm doing is moving everything I said in chapter 1, 2, actually technically chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 over to chapter 9. That's all I did. I moved all that movement that y'all might hear other cats doing. I moved it to chapter 9 and giving you the stuff that I had already said. The major 9, minor 9s, and so forth and so on. The minor 9, minor 11, the minor 13, sharp 11, all that stuff. The diminished 7, 11 with the 13, the one I just told you, oh man, I gotta go back and figure out and course myself. The 6, 9, the major 7 with the flat 5, minor 9, flat 5, the major 7, flat 5, sharp 5. I'm talking fast because I gotta hurry up. And the minor 7 with flat 5, 9, 11. I never did too much over here. The minor 7 with flat 5 in a different route. The minor 11 with the flat 5. And then over here, I talked about the distance scores here, minor 6 to the third, blah, 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 blah. And then I took it to a whole nother level when I went to the next book and said, you know what? I don't think they know the rest of this, because there's got to be more to it. Right? I ain't gonna go through this whole chapter. I think the whole chapter, but like I'm seeing y'all, I gave you another 6, 9, sharp 11. I give you the 9, 4. The major 13 in many different ways. The major 9 chord, the minor 7 chord, the 7 sharp 9 flat 5, the sharp 9 sharp 5, 7 sharp 9 sharp 5, and the minor second, the one we had mentioned earlier, and the major second, different route, another route, and doing the major second. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing this, but I did some of it. I didn't do all of them. I think I got one more that I'm doing over here. I think 1 or 2 more that I'm gonna do the major second, add to, and then we have the major 6 voicings. I think I did 2 different ways. Yeah, 2 different ways there. Then I came back and did another 6, 9 voicing in a different route. I did it in the first book. All right, and then the 7, 11 voicing, and then we have the 9, 13 again, a different route. And then we have the diminished major 9 with the sharp 5. And then I just I went over the top. I just kind of lost it. At this point, I'm already at chapter 19. So you already can imagine I went to chapter 25. So I had beat my first book chapter, which ended on chapter 18. So chapter 19, we got the 13, the major 13. So we have a major 13 with the flat 9, sharp 11. And then also we have what we call the 13 or with the what we call it, like what we say, we might call it the 713s, and then we may have the 7 with the sharp 11, all that kind of stuff. So it's crazy. Then we have the minus 7 flat 5. I did that in the other book, but I also took it to another level over here because there's more than one way to approach the same chords. And then we have the 713. All right, we hear that a lot. I did that more than one way. And then the 9 chord. I think I did a 9 chord. Did I do a 9 chord earlier? What was the other one? Major 9? Must have been called major 9. Yeah. So I called this the major 9, and then I called the other one the 9 chord. It's basically your dominant chord, right? And then we have the 13 sus, and then we have the 9, 13 again, because I told you there's more than one way to approach the same chord. Then we have the 7, 13. I told you. And then on the back side, I gave those were my other extra chords that I wanted you guys to learn. So now I took it to a whole nother level in my next third book, and I did too much. I should have stopped when I was at chapter number 25 or 20, but I said let me just go push it out to chapter 39. Now I'm gonna probably push it to 40, at least 40, 41. I've already broken my record now, so y'all pray for me, y'all, and keep me in prayers that I get well, stay well, and keep pushing these music books. I wanted to at least push 2 more books out. If I don't push 2 out, at least I'll push out 1 this year. So that's my goal for 2026, is to push out some more music books for those who are not there on that level. So nobody's gonna be left out in the rain. As they say, my dad said, everybody's gonna be left out in the rain. All right, so you won't be left out in the rain. And then, like I said, for me to be listening to this types of stuff other musicians be doing, I'll be like, man, what is he doing? What is that movie doing?
Whoa,
Yeah.
can you see?
Okay, so I have many, many. Oops, is that the way I want to open this? Many things that I can view and look at. Oh, I think I opened it. How do I open this one? Guess I'll open up in this player.
I can wait on the Lord like Job. Yes, I can. But do you know why I can? For the second time, find you somebody that look like they're happy to be at convention tonight and ask them, do you know why? Lord, I can say I can, because waiting on the Lord, He is the one that lifted me. You know why I can say I can, because when I'm hurt, He heals me. I'm down, He lifts me. Ain't nobody do me like the Lord. You know why I can. Oh, a man named Jesus. They call him the lily of the valley, the bright in the morning star, the rose of Sharon, the strong lead out of the mountain, kinsman redeemer. He's a good God. Somebody shout yes. If you can know why I can. Go to Church of God in Christ. I love the Church of God in Christ. It's been 100.
Y'all, I got the craziest. When I say the crazy, let me say this correctly. I have the most extreme videos ever on the planet, or material on the planet. And I said earlier, musicians, invited for me to do some things. So I've been doing this for years. There will be probably no video, almost no video. I won't almost say it like that. Almost no video that I don't have. Oh, that's gonna get past me. Um, what? Woo! That's nasty. Hold on. I don't forgot which track that was. Let me see, what track was this? I learned a little bit of it. Hold on. Oh, that's the second one. What was the first one? This one? I get confused when I open these up. So if you want to learn how to play the organ and the keys, and you want to learn chords, I'm putting them in the book. F add 2, B flat, D flat major 9, or D flat major 7, B flat minor 9. Hold on, let's wrap back up. I'm gonna get off of here because y'all, I recognize chords when I hear them. F add 2. Turn my keyboard off. The B flat. Hold on. B. I think that's D flat. D flat major. 7. E flat. Oh, actually, that was C minor 9. Hold on, let me back up. Let's back this up, buddy. You want to slow this down? F add 2. B flat. Well, the B flat. Let me see, I forgot. F add 2. B flat. D flat major 9 or 7. Let me see. Depends on that bass line. And it depends on that finger. F add 2. That's B flat. Going to D flat, so that's D flat major 9 or 7. C minor 9, because I use the bass line. B flat minor 9, going to B flat, following the bass line. A 7 with a sharp 9, sharp 5. I would notice if I had not if it wasn't for Cordy. If it wasn't for Cordy, I wouldn't know this information. But I would have picked it out by hearing it because I play these chords. He's going to the C. All right. Then it's almost like he playing a C9 sus4. We heard this chord earlier from the other musician. That one last chord. That's a B flat 6/9 sharp 11. I hear that bass line, y'all. It's over. Yeah, that's B flat. That's B flat 6/9 sharp 11. Yeah, that you can't hide them chords, yeah. Can't hide them chords, youngins. The youngins. You only developed this not because I got perfect pitch. It's because I played the chords before. Had I not played these chords before in my life, then I will be messed up. That's why I wrote the book, so that way we all not gonna be stuck on trying to figure out what is he playing. I don't know. I don't know what this Nadro playing. I don't know what the Nadro playing over there. Nadro. All right, y'all. This thing, I don't know why this keyboard takes so long to load up. I don't understand it. All right, now it's loaded up. So it's F add 2. F got an attitude. All right, so that's F add 2. Anyway, actually, you can use B flat or you can use the B flat sus chord. I probably would have used the sus chord because you can do that as your C7 sus4 blah blah. Can't even talk. Chapter number 5, the C7 sus4 portion, but it's F sus4 and B flat sus2. So if he was chording like this on the organ, I know so. And he came down to change the bass line. See, it falls right to it, but it's still B flat add 2. I don't care how you cut the mustard, it's still gonna be a B flat attitude. B flat got an attitude. All right, so it's B flat got an attitude. And that's the first chord. It's major, but he's adding a 2. And then he goes to the next bass line. Okay. Third chord, I'm gonna get off of here because now I'm past my. And then he goes. Yep, D flat major 7. And then that's the third chord, right? C minus 7 11. I said minor 9, did I? Oh, incorrect. That was only if I brought the voice in the inside. So minus 7 11. So the whole thing was. That he's doing with his left hand. C minor 9 11. Okay. Right, so F add 2. B major add 2. D flat major 7. And really, I'm playing an E flat major chord. E flat major 9, by the way. Well, actually, E flat major add 2. Because we went to C bass, it's a C minor 7 11. And then here comes the next one. To A, but the chord is the major 7 with the flat 5. Now we said that earlier when I said the major 7 flat 5. I said, okay, all right. There might hurt. Because he's using the idea of the sus4 and omitting one of those notes. Either he's omitting the 5 or the 4. More than likely it would be probably the 5. He could have played the 5. I wrote the book. I've been writing these chords. I've written these chords already, so I'm like, oh, okay. So after you leave here, and then they go on. So this is F7 flat 5. But remember, he's leaving from this A bass line. Doing is walking the pedals down from F, right? Walking the pedals down to B, to D flat, down to C, to B flat. Hold on, yeah, B flat, and then down to A, and then you're gonna come back and go to C sharp. Without the bass line, it's just an F7 with a flat 5. With the bass line is considered the D flat, sorry. It's now a D flat or C sharp 7, 9 with the sharp 5. I said that earlier that I already have these chords in the book. Shh, don't tell nobody. Yeah, so alright, so you're gonna do this. I think you're gonna go. Hold on. Let me see. The finger went from A. Oh, so he's doing this. Okay, so his finger's doing this. Hold on. So his finger was on the B, then it went up to. Hold on. Wait, did I miss it? Let me see. I thought it was on the B. Okay, actually it was on the E. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was on the E. Yeah. Alright. And then he's gonna do this. He's gonna raise up. So it's kind of like you're gonna do the. Then I'm going to the minor chord. The major 6 voicing, F7 flat 5, and then now we're going to B flat major 6 to the C to G, because that's the next one. Da da. So he's gonna do this. He's gonna do this little da da da, kind of like resolving it. Down to the G minor 7 with the 4. So he's doing it. Now we're gonna be on the bass line. Then we would have went to C. Then that would have been the C major, a C 9 with the sus4. Then we do, because he's gonna do the little walk down. Then that's the C7 with the sus4 with the flat 5. Da, 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 da. And then now we're down to the C7 because now we're on the bass line. C7 sus4. So it's like, we went. Now with the bass line. Da, da. it just get real interesting when he does it. Let's see. Yeah. That's how you perfect yourself. Now, as musicians, sometimes we just don't want to share with each other and show others what we doing. 6 9. So after you do that, then he gonna do this over the B bass. Which make you kind of play like it's like as if you playing it's fun, kind of weird, like an E chord with the tritone. It's an E7 chord. So after you doing that, and then he does this little. That's what he's doing on the bass line. So it's a B 6 9 voicing. B 6 9 11. Oop, there it is. Hold on, get the wrong one. Now me, I would have did this instead of going to the B in the bass line. I would have went to B flat. That sounds better in my ear. Okay. For whatever reason, he chose B. Yeah, so he chose B. B minus 6 9 11. He chose the B. I couldn't grasp to that when I was listening to this. See how you doing this? So we're doing this to say we're gonna use the bass line for a second. And just your 7/13 odd. In the book, y'all. I call it the jumpy key. But like I say, using the B as a bass line. Alright, and then he goes to this one here. What? Okay, hold on. Let me back that chord up 1 second. So we have this one. Right, remember, so that's an E chord. It's an E chord. So he does this over the B. That's the first thing. That's after we come out of this. I'm sorry. And then that's where he's gonna hit you with the over the B. Alright, let me see here. We're gonna have to get up off of here in a second here. So he's doing it. So actually, hold on. I missed it. Actually, he was doing the minor chord first. My bad. Yeah. So he was doing it. That's what he did. On the bass line. So he started here. I'm sorry, my bad. So he started with the minor chord. On the B. So B 6 9 sharp 11. I mean B 6 9 with 11. And now we're going to a C major 9 with the sharp 11. It's in the book. I already put this in my book. And then that chord to the E7 voicing. Now watch how I sound when I do it with B flat. That makes some doggone sense to me. Woo-hoo-hoo. But anyway, either way, he came from this angle. That's the bass line. Right, that's the bass line. So he's coming from there. So after all he do this, do though. B flat 7, B flat 7 with the sharp 9, flat 5. And then B flat 9, sharp 11. And then B flat 7 with the flat 9, flat 5. But he's doing this over the B. And then when he goes to the A, right? Remember, we just played this a second ago, literally. We literally just played this one. It's the A7 with the flat 9, sharp 5. So he's playing around. Woo! Y'all better get out of here with that. Y'all better get out of here with that. All right, so he does it really fast. Oh my goodness! But like I said, I like this other one too. Using B flat. Woo! Fire, y'all. And then that's when he gonna hit you with this B flat. B flat. There it is. Hit the wrong one. B flat 6/9. That's the voice he hit. Or he could actually play the B flat 13 with the sharp 11 too. But let's go. B flat 6/9, sharp 11. Woo! You think I got perfect pitch? No, sir. No, ma'ams. B flat 6/9. I threw the G there to give us the 13. It still sounds nice though. It's not muddy or nothing like that. Boy. Alright, see, I didn't show off, y'all. I just told y'all what the chord was. F add 2. B flat add 2. D flat major 7. C minor 7. We have C, and then we're going to B flat minor 9. Alright, 7 sharp 9 sharp 5. And then he coming out of this whole little thing. I might have missed one chord when he did it. Hold on. Did I miss the one chord right before that? Oh, okay, I didn't. Okay. This I nailed it. See, I could swear I keep hearing this one other chord. Wait, hold on. I know I ain't deaf. Hold on. Back up. Keep thinking I'm hearing one chord right before he did this. No, buddy. Go back some more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so he goes right into it. Okay. So he goes right into it. Okay. And he goes right into So y'all know, if I get on the organ and do this, y'all already know. It's over. I'm not dope on the keyboard, y'all. I'm nowhere near it. I would just say I'm getting better at it because the more I keep writing the book, the more my ears is now starting to say, "Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I know what that woo is." Okay, I gotta go. Peace and love and cornbread, y'all. This time I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta eat something. But y'all have a good night, good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at in the world. That's how we get down when we get to learn stuff from other people, learn stuff, listen to stuff. But you can listen to stuff all you want, but if you don't know chords, you can't. You're not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it if I don't. I can listen to chords all day, but if I don't have them underneath my fingertips, there's no point in me even wasting my breath talking about having chords. But you gotta have enough chords in your palette. So get your books from Bishop Drake's The Clark, hotchords.info, and it will link you also to Amazon for the physical copy. Okay? All right, y'all have a good one, and I'm done. I didn't practice today. I didn't feel like practicing. I didn't feel like doing it. I just didn't have it in my spirit to do it today. But at least I did come to the keyboard and touch the keyboard for a minute. But I just wasn't in the mood today to practice. Shame on me. Shame on you, Andre. You should be practicing every day. You tell us to practice every day. You ain't doing it, bro. What's wrong with you, bro? Shame on you. Yeah. I just wasn't feeling up to it today. That's all. But tomorrow be a whole different story. Y'all probably see me on here about 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I'm gonna have to probably make up for what I didn't do for today. But learn something new. That's the key every day. Learn something new, and you don't have to spend an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours trying to do it. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 15 minutes, and then next you know you might have an hour to do a whole bunch of stuff. But just build it up over time for my beginning musicians, for those who are new. Build yourself up. Yes, you can play like the pros, and some of us can do it almost instantaneously if you have the right material to do it. So, the right material, play by side. You will not go wrong. You're going to thank me later. So, yes, and I'm not saying y'all, so somebody get all pushed out and get offended, like I said in the beginning of the video. I'm not here to bash anybody or disrespect anybody. I'm just saying from my experience, there are musicians that don't want to give you the time of the day, and they're not. So, they don't want to. No problem. I got y'all over here. All right? Don't call me on my phone and message me. Go get the book. But, yeah, so, yeah, you might have that type of scenario, situation, whatever it is, just go get the book, the books, and go over there, open it up in chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 18, learn them chords, go to the second one, do the same thing, learn these chords, get them underneath your fingertips, and after that, it will be no excuses, because now you're going to start turning heads, you're going to start making people wonder, like, hey, where you get them chords from? As I said earlier, my music teacher started hearing me play stuff, and he's like, bro, I didn't teach you that. Where'd you learn that from? I just started laughing. I just made it up, which was true. Hey man, when'd you learn that from, man? I'm just on the keyboard. I'm on the organ. I'm on the keyboard. I'm on the organ. I'm transcribing. I'm writing stuff out. I'm just collecting chords like you know what I mean? So basically, that's all I'm doing. All right. So learn something new every day. All right, every day if you can, every day possible. I'll say it like that because some of us we can't do it every day, but and then do it many times in the day, because that's gonna quickly help your plan come up a little faster if you putting time in. Time is the big key. How much time you want to put in there? And again, don't stress yourself out trying to, oh my God, I got to do 10 hours of this. No, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. I did it to myself, and then I figured it out. You know what? Hold on, bro. If you don't know something right now today, that's okay. I learned just a little piece of that. Okay, cool. I'm coming back to it. I promise y'all, I'm coming back to it. All right? It ain't going to sleep. That's not going to go to sleep on me. All right? So whatever I pull up, I'm going back to it. I promise y'all. I'm going right back to it. All right? And I'm going to learn it, all right? But I'm not going to try to learn the whole thing. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time and learn something new. It don't have to be a lot. Just enough to say, man, I just learned something new today. All right?
I love you, Jesus. Come on, let's take a second. Take a personal second. Say, I love you.
Listen to the guys in the background. Watch what they say in the background. Watch what he said. What? Mike. Y'all already hear the music. Y'all already hear the musician in the background, what they saying in the background. It's hilarious. It's funny. They're like, bro, did you hear what he's doing? Yeah, man, can you hear? Cause that's crazy. They're like, this, bro, this is insane. Jesus, I love you more than fame, more than money. Lord, I love you. Moving around Pedals, y'all. I'll say this: Pedals gonna tell the story. So he's on the C, up to D flat. And then he's walking down E flat, D flat, C, E to F, E flat. Hold on. E flat to A flat. D flat. Da da da. C. D flat, C, B flat. To A flat. Down to G. Back to A flat. B flat. C to D flat.
If you haven't already, take this moment and get your prayer request. But more so, take this moment. If you want, the altar is open.
D flat.
The altar is open at any point in this service. Come meet with God.
That's funny.
Tell God that.
And he using the, I don't know how he doing it. Maybe he's doing this, but I gotta go. But he's using probably the left hand, sounding like he's using B flat and E and B flat at the top. That's what I hear in my head, because I can hear the dissonance chords, which we call it the minor. Hold on, let's B flat, right? 1, 2, minor second, major second, major second, minor third, fourth. Hold on. The tritone. He's using the tritone. He's using the tritone. Basically, he's using two tritones: the B flat tritone and the E flat tritone, E tritone. And that's where he's holding on the one. I guess we ain't doing this in D flat. I'm assuming, and he's holding this on the one.
We love him. And the altar is a place of connection.
Hold on, I missed it.
Come connect with God.
So we went back to the D flat. So he's holding his voicing on the D flat, the one, and he's using the B tritone and the E tritone. That's crazy, but it sounds good trip.
Take your time in this one.
5, and then he's going to the 5, and I think he's doing the C tritone similar to the way he did with the other move, and he's using the 2 tritones mixed together. C tritone, F sharp tritone. So it's like he's going. Boy, I hear you, Mike Burrell. I hear you, Doc. That's nasty.
Moment.
And yeah, he's
Let's dwell in the holies of holies.
then okay. And this time he spreads it out a little bit. And I think he's now doing still the tritone. I think he's doing. Hold on, sound like the C tritone in my head. Let me see. Are we doing an E flat? No. Hold on, my brain's singing. B flat. B flat. So I think he's doing like B flat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5. The yeah, I'm thinking of B flat for now for the minute. But he's doing the B flat and the F. That's the next move. I think, yeah. That's what it sounded like in my head from playing on the keyboard for a minute. And okay, now he's bringing you back to what we call the using the power chords again. I told you I could hear the power chords, D flat and B flat, and then he's playing. I thought I heard him playing the tritone, but we're reaching out for this other chord. I think we did this. I think I said this chord before. I can't remember what I told y'all. What did I tell y'all last time? E major. So technically this is E, and this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. E major 7. Okay, and the thing is, this is technically an E major 7 with a flat 5 in the right hand, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he flat the 5, and I hear that in my head. That he's doing with a power chord. Right. The power chord. Matter of fact, actually, instead of him doing it with the power chord, scratch what I said, the minor 6. He's doing that with the minor 6. That power chord don't sound right in my head when I did that. It's the power chord. Alright. So D flat. I call it D flat minor 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah. Yeah. That's what he's doing. I gotta go. Let me go.
Tell God how much you love him. Tell God how much you need him.
Yeah, he repeating all that again.
Then talk to your circumstances about God and not complain to God about your circumstances.
And you do back to that little tritone move. Tritone. What I said. That's what he's doing. Playing back and forth with that. Anyway, let me go, y'all. I got to go grab me something to eat right quick. So, if I'm going to learn how to play like the pros, sound like the pros, right? After practice what the pros are doing, and y'all want to learn them chords like the pros, I'm about to have y'all set up. Already. I've been set y'all up now, so y'all just got to go get the book and then keep up. Get the book, keep up. All right? Don't be lost. All right? Because I don't have to come out and send out my shepherd, my sheeps. I don't want my sheeps out there to be lost. All my musician sheeps out there, don't be lost. We gotta keep up with these guys, because these guys are good at what they do. But we gonna be good at what we do too. Ain't nobody gonna be left out. Alright? So y'all be on the lookout for my next book. It's coming soon. Alright? Soon and very soon. We are going to see the next book. I promise y'all that. Alright, love y'all. The love of God. And I'll catch y'all later. Have a good night. Deuces.